Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. This is PC0813 coming to you guys from the Pro Traders Lounge for our bi-weekly charts and beers. How's everybody doing today?
Great, man.
Hello, everyone.
How are we doing? I see we got Paul here too. What's going on, Paul?
He's hiding, man. That's what
Is
he's
he
doing.
hiding, lurking?
I'm just a little bit far away from my mic. No, hi guys. Hi, sorry.
What's up, buddy?
Just too focused on charts. That's the problem. Sorry, guys.
Not a bad problem. So what we're going to do, just like our charts and beers have been, we're going to go over some TA with you guys, what we've seen, what we're looking for, and then we're going to invite you all to come into the Discord and chat with us about, any trades you've taken, any issues you had, whatever, what your favorite color is, a good meal you had this week, whatever it is. Yeah. So before we get to the fun part, let's go ahead and get down to business. And I think Mr. Trader R wants to get us started.
Nice one. I will indeed. So I wasn't here in the last beers and charts, so it's about 4 weeks since I've done a little update up here. But I'm just going to go over everything that I did. My wins, my losses, everything that I covered over the last 4 weeks, let's say. And I did take one loss, and I kind of want to go over that at the start. Basically, I had one trade. It was back here. I think it was on the 23rd, 24th. I was looking for this swing fader pattern of this high. I was looking for a swing fader pattern to come down to give me a fractal to come back up. I did take a loss on that, and that was my only loss that I've taken since then, which is good enough. I was saying, because over in this range, I was giving out the highs and lows. I was saying to everyone there was a loss coming for me to keep an eye out for it, and I did get that loss. I had to settle back then, go back to my normal position sizes, which is fine. But then after that, I had my plan B. That was my plan A, but my plan B was mainly this fractal that I was looking at. If you see, I grabbed this fractal from, I think it was like 2 years ago or a year ago. I think it was in 21, in June 21. Yeah, so basically what I was looking for was just, we had the same kind of downtrend. The idea behind it was, we had in that range, I'll show you actually, I'll just show you where it was, just so people, because I know I'm going to get asked where did I get that from. It's a common occurrence, but over here there was, see this, where we came down, we took the lows, came up. The range we are in right now is similar to that range, so I was thinking at the time, we're going to have a swing fader, so if the swing fader is going to happen, then we might have the exact same kind of price action. And this was the whole image I was taking from this low down, because we took the swing fader of the lows, and then you got to rise up for a higher low to move up and then back down. So when you go back to here, you had that run down, you took the lows, okay, and then you came up for a higher low to move up. If you look at this, I was looking for the liquidity to be grabbed on Bybit USDT because we had a liquidity wick. And do you remember I was going on about the first trade, the loss? I was thinking we'd get a little deviation of that first one here and then come down, then come up. But in fact, she just went straight up to my plan B, which worked out nicely, to be fair. It worked out brilliantly. We came up, hit the 786, got the trade, came down. You see the price action, it came down, higher low, and then it came in lower high, down again. We took that SR and we got a nice little trade down here as well. I said in the sessions I was doing during the week, I was not going to trade that low if it was just a straight down and move back up. I said I was going to wait for a high and low to be made. And what did we do down there? We literally made a high and low, which I don't even have to show people why we bounced off that low. The TR pocket on that low, of course, we're going to take the trade. Once we do a high and low, I'm always looking for that swing fader pattern or the deviation of a low for the next trade up. So for this fractal, it worked out very nicely because we had just it was perfect, to be fair. I know up here it didn't work out nicely, but I always say when it comes to my fractals, once I get 2 trades out of them, I don't look at them that much. And we got this short, we got this long, and to be honest, we did get this short up here too, which I will go into actually now. I was looking for on that short up here, I didn't just go off of the fractal. You always have to have other confluences on your trades. And in Bitstamp, I was looking at the trend line we had here, which was giving us really nice touches and SR flips on the way down. And then I was looking at the TR extension, the 1-to-1, the liquidity. On Bitstamp, we had higher, like you could say, I like to call them scam wicks because it's a bit of a meme and it's kind of funny. But we had a bit of a wick up here, and I was looking for it to get filled before I get another short back down. Similar to the trade that I give out at the beginning, fill that scam wick, and then we come back down. So it's the same idea. But I had the fractal to back that up too. So I had 2 other Confluences on that trade. And I'll just go into the Bitstamp chart. What did we do? Look at this. Right up, filled that wick into, we hit this trend line, and then we came up and filled that wick. And if you hit off log scale, we also hit the TR pocket. So it was like a double the Confluences on that trade, which was just perfect. It was a lovely week, especially coming out of a loss. You came into a win to win to win. It's a nice way to get back into trading after it. And then after I give out another trade, I like to leave things go, let the price action flow a bit. Once you get a nice winner, let the price action flow. Don't jump in every time. Let it come to you. And after a while, I was looking for this trade here, which was after we got a running highs. There was a triangle in here, if you can see it. We had a triangle here. And what happens in most triangles, you come up, you take the highs, you come down, you take the lows, and you continue. So the basic idea of this was to come down, take that liquidity low. And if you see here on TradeStation, I did this play on TradeStation because I wanted to show off we had a wick to the downside. And I want those wicks to be filled and for a new trade. So we come down, fill that wick, fill this liquidity wick, hit that trade to the TR pocket even better. I'll show you. This was, I think it was yesterday, I'm not sure. You see here, this is the one thing I want to go over. We came down, we missed it on Bitstamp. Not Bitstamp, TradeStation. I don't trade on TradeStation, but I keep an eye on it. I did the TA in TradeStation to show that we have a wick here to get filled, but I do trade on Bybit USDT. And the main thing on Bybit USDT is that we came down and actually hit that trade too and hit that zone perfectly, which was, you can see it there now. Hit that trade too and hit that TR pocket of a different pull. Because in 2 different exchanges you have different pulls because you have different wicks and different price action, different highs and lows. So you kind of have to adapt to what the price action is showing you. But that was the next trade for me, and I took that long up. And that was really it then. Right now we're up here at the highs. I kind of want to go over the potential. Oh, we have El Jefe, we have Imi here. Nice to see you, lads. But I want to go over one thing as well, because we're not out of the woods yet. We do have monthly pivots above the highs. They are there, to be fair. They are there, and the thing about these monthly pivots is they can get hit. Yeah, they can definitely get hit. But they could also miss. They have been getting hit. There's a very high probability chance they do get hit, but they've been getting hit for, I think it was 6 times in a row right now. So as much as I want them to get hit, there's a nice short opportunity above there. I'll show you the monthly pivots right now. There is a nice short opportunity up there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get hit. So I'm just going to wait and see. Wait for the price action to come to me again. We got the long down here, so I'm going to wait and see what happens in this range. Because at the moment, you can't forget, like, we have this range at the lows. We are putting in lower high here. It's a bear market, so a lower high is a market structure at the moment, and it's the key thing you must be looking at. So I'm just going to wait and see, do we bust these highs to get these monthly pips for a move back down? Or do we actually follow the fractal that I was looking at? Hold on. Fractal. Because if you've seen this fractal, right, I did get the trade off it. I got 3 trades off it, which is uncommon for a nice fractal. But you see this, you got a high here, you got a high here, you got a swing fader pattern of the high, you got a swing fader pattern of the high, you got a lower high. So I'm not going to take away the fact that the fractal still has a potential. Because look at this, you had a little range here, a little range there, move up, lower high, swing fader high, swing and lower high again. It's just it's mapping it out very nicely. So I want to keep an eye on this. Does it break? Fair enough, it breaks. I got enough. I literally drained this fractal for all the money I could. So I'm just looking to see now. I'm going to be waiting patiently to see, do we get that move up, or do we actually start falling back down? But apart from that, I'm going to be passing it over to the next pro trader, which is, I think it is Younes, if I'm right. If you're ready.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if
I
I'm
see some
next.
triangles and zigzags. It's got to be Younes.
Oh, okay, then it's me. Wow, Trader R is such a great job on those fractals, really insane.
Nice. Thanks, man.
I
Thanks.
agree.
I can't wait for that module to come out.
This could be a tough one, to be fair. But yeah, I
Yeah,
will
it
be
is a
doing
tough one. Man, it's insane. All right, let's bring it back a little bit to a few weeks ago and do some Elliott wave counts that I've been sharing inside the group. So yeah, for me, I was looking for this corrective pattern to play out. Yeah, still looking for a 3-wave structure, and in this region of the chart. And I was looking for a corrective structure into the golden zone right here, and then a push up to maybe towards the red box target. Yeah, let's see how that went, and I updated it a few times in the group. So yeah, we got a nice push up. I made a little bit of a change in the count, so like, yeah, this is a nice A, this looks like a nice B, and then we have a nice impulse ending into the red box, potentially, for maybe an A, B, C to end, and then maybe see a push down. Yeah, this is not really what happened yet, because the count got extended, but I was still waiting for the red box to be hit. And next up, I gave an update. We hit the red box on the 1-to-1 of the ABC. Now that the structure was changing here a little bit, we were seeing a little bit more price actually revealing itself. And there's a slide. Yeah. So I was still aiming for a corrective pattern here to play out and maybe potentially hit that 382 for a wave 4 and then another push to the upside. So instead it turns into from an ABC to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse with the potential of hitting that daily and then a push down. If we didn't hold this key level, I was said, okay, yeah, if we don't hold it, I think we're going to push down. But in the end, we pretty much nailed that 382 and then we saw the push up. That was pretty nice. And yeah, unfortunately, we did not hit that daily. That was unfortunate in my opinion, because I was pretty much waiting for that daily, but yeah, you can't always get what you want. But you'll see in the next step that I'm still looking for that daily maybe to be hit in the future, but the count has slightly changed, but yeah, okay. So what happened when we hit that target? I mean, we didn't hit that target, but we came up, and in my opinion, that was when I thought, okay, the count is finished. It looks nice one, maybe a move into that golden zone and then a push down. And once we break the key level, it was like, okay, I'm leaning a bit more bearish. I did update everybody, and I mean, did see a nice 1-2, and then I was like, okay, maybe you see a 1-2 nested count because we already had some overlap here. And yeah, we didn't push down. I mean, we can't always be right, unfortunately. So the count has changed, and yeah, the update is into the pro launch, of course, but that is for you guys to check out, of course, if you want to. So yeah, for me, the count has changed here a little bit because we did see a move upwards instead of a move down. And yeah, I did have an alternative bullish view, which could be in play, or we still have maybe a little bit higher, maybe that daily, and I'll just keep it a little bit more locally and a little bit simple here. For me, we had a nice retest today of that daily level, and we had a 382 Confluence. I think if we can hold that daily level here, maybe we could still push up towards that daily at 17,550, and then look at the reaction there, what happens there. Do we just shoot through it or do we reject there? We'll see. But it is also important to recognize, like, okay, we are still making those lower highs, like Trader R just mentioned. The trend is your friend, so we'll see how that ends up. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So if you guys like that already from Trader R and me, please hit that like button. That really helps us. And then I'll just pass it on to the next one. Cheers.
Nice TA, man. Nice job.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Up next, though, that's the thing. It's H. Paul, really? Or what?
I think Paul's up.
Me?
Yeah, I think Paul's.
Is his mic fixed, is it?
I think so. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me okay?
We can, man, we can.
Loud and clear.
Plow through, man, plow through.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I mean, I think mostly this week been trading the ES, and we've got a pretty nice volatile week on the ES. You've all probably seen this chart a million times from me now, which is absolutely covered in lines at the moment. But been trading this sort of harmonic on the ES at the moment, and we've traded it from the bottom here up to the top, and obviously we've come to the D, and we saw a ranging area. We I think we've posted in the group, the setup. I was actually looking for the 4080 area to be hit and rejected. We were rejected just beyond that, and I think while it was happening, we were able to sort of post a live update in the sorry, my brain's gone off. In the group with the range when we were having, I think it was some kind of release. I think it was the Federal Reserve interest rate minutes were released, and basically we were down at this sort of area in this range here, and we were able. Oh, excuse me, I'll get this correct. We were in this range. We were able to call this area in the TR pocket, basically. We hit, and we've seen a fall. Obviously, later on in the week, I've posted that we would reject down here, and we seem to be heading back up towards this area for further downside, and then, as far as I'm concerned, more upside. That's what I'm seeing on the ES. As for Bitcoin, I think we had a live session with Imi and Michael, myself, and we were trading in this very, very tight range here, and we were able to identify that Bitcoin was trading in a tight range, and it was basically it gathered support within this larger range. We pretty much nailed the trade from the VWAP there on the live trade to see this 2 or 3% rise up live whilst we were trading essentially. And this is great because I think a few of the other traders in the group had very similar Confluence to us and placed the same trade. So it's really great to see our consistency in the group. But again, it's better to be able to do these live for you and talk you through the price action whilst it's happening. So yeah, I mean, the other thing we noted and I've been saying is that these anchored VWAPs, which I'm a fan of, have been narrowing, and the price action has been narrowing, and these have been really great. I should say points of resistance and support for these trades. You can see how we've been tapping these really, really well, and yeah, I'm expecting the price to continue to narrow, if not range, till maybe next week. And yeah, that's really me. One other thing that I don't think I've shouted about really, and it was a setup I gave a couple of weeks ago on CHZ that I wanted to maybe just mention if I can find it. Yeah, we posted this at I think it was like 2:00 in the morning. This harmonic, and we got a really nice 50% move on this. We literally called the top here at like 27 cents, and yeah, we've had a 50% move on that. That's a really great trade for the group, I think, as well. So yeah, that's me done. That's some of the trades this week that we've given out. So yeah, thanks. Short and sharp and sweet, I hope.
It's short, sharp, and sweet.
Yeah.
Triple A.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, guys.
Paul, I think there's too many to actually mention, because if you go into lower time frame,
Yeah.
We've picked up some really good stuff this past few
There's
weeks.
been so much. I'm going to be honest with you. There has been a load of stuff, and that sounds choosing the best ones.
Boosting is just it's so hard to. We've been doing well without boasting. It's more a pride thing than anything else. It's nice to be able to pick up some good moves and put them to play out. It's a good feeling.
In particular live as well, which we've been doing, which has been great. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
Can you show my charts, guys? What I've been looking at.
Looks good.
Yeah, you got me up.
You're on the stage.
All right. So for those of you who haven't seen my stuff, I like to always look at confluences between the dollar, the ES, and Bitcoin initially, and then base all my other trading around that, whether it's altcoins or Bitcoin trading or stocks. It's always that's my basis, especially the dollar index, because everything tends to do the opposite of the dollar. It's a nice inverse correlation for most of the time. And interestingly, when things lose that correlation, in Bitcoin in particular, crazy stuff kind of tends to happen. So you get some of the bigger moves on Bitcoin when you lose that correlation with the dollar. So it's a sign to look out for. Anyway, so on the dollar index, it's a very high time frame overview. We had a big resistance point here, a big move into it above this SR level. It was resistance turned support, and that was a very bullish time for the dollars and bearish for stocks, indices, and crypto. So that wasn't a good period if you're a bull. But from there, we had a nice rejection of a daily order block. And it could have rejected from anywhere, but it was a nice clean rejection on a low time frame. So I thought, okay, that's going to be the high. So I predicted a move down the past few days or weeks, and we had a really nice downtrend, which coincided with bullish moves across the other markets. Right. So now, if you look where we are now, back at this trend line again. So this ordinarily, I would say, on this kind of time frame, because we had so many touches as support, the first touch is usually a bounce. So it's usually a rejection, which isn't a good thing for other markets. But you can't always look at the high time frame. Sometimes you need to zoom in and look at what's happening in lower time frame. On lower time frame, it was a kind of it wasn't a clean break, a clean break back test and move up again. It was a kind of what do you call this price action? Meandering price action around that level, like an SR zone. So you maybe look at the high volume node in this kind of region where it was wicking around, and say, okay, it's still the same trend line. So that is still a key level. It's still a very, very key level. So you can look at different factors. On a daily level, there's a daily order block there. So again, you could say, okay, that's a very, very important place to look at, that order block. If we can test that a few times and break it, it might be a nice time for the markets for some bullishness on the other markets. But ordinarily, because it's a high time frame SR level. It's a low time frame daily order blocks, low time frame POC. There's a lot of support here, so it probably won't break on the first attempt. You might get multiple bounces here before a break if price does want to break down to the downside. Otherwise, if we get a move up, that's not a great sign for other markets. If they keep that correlation, and they do most of the time. So that's a dollar index, and my ideal scenario would be something like this. So say you got another kind of resistance area here, combination of SR levels, order blocks, high volume candles. So you could say like this kind of area here, it could be a nice target for price action to make that green or something. So my ideal scenario would be some kind of consolidation down here and a move down here coming into Christmas. So if you look at this angle of this price action here, and you kind of follow this angle, that kind of thing downwards, hopefully if you get hitting that zone might coincide with the Christmas period. So that would be a nice move down towards Christmas, like a Christmas rally, which everyone wants. I think it'll buoy the market as well. So it'd be nice to see that. The ES on the high time frame. Again, if people are looking for some bullishness, you've got some very, very simple major trend lines. And this could be seen as a giant triangle or just some big trend lines. On indices and stocks, these trend lines can go on for a long time. They can be support and resistance levels for a very long time, multiple touches. So, but here there's potential for anything to happen. We could get a bullish break to the upside. So imagine if you get another touch or a break to the upside to give a rally, and often the rally would reach kind of that touch. So it could be a big, nice big move, or even these highs, some of these highs. They're the three kind of major levels I'd look at for a rejection. Or if it breaks to the downside, it could be bearish. But again, ideally, you want for a long, you want breakout, backtest, continuation, or breakdown, backtest, continuation. So there's different ways of trading these things. But the way I look at price action, looking at these trend lines, there's potential for price to make some nice moves. And my ideal scenario would be like a move up here for a Christmas rally. So that's a very, very high time overview of all the ES and the DXY. And locally, as I was mentioning to Paul, we've been calling all the like kind of intraday moves and local moves, and we've been catching some nice highs and lows. It's been a bit tricky because we had these crazy moves that tend to be FOMC moments. It's always like a Fed meeting that causes a big move, and it kind of makes price action trickier to trade. But if you have your good methods, it works on everything. This week, recently I've had this obsession with triangles. I keep seeing triangles everywhere, but on the high time frame, look at this. We've been in a big extended channel, a huge channel over this side. So Paul?
A triangle.
Yeah, triangle channel. So if you draw it as maybe even that. Because as like a giant channel, you could say, okay, that's a massive channel. We had a big breakdown, and now that giant channel is resistance, right? So that's one way of looking at it in a high time frame. I like drawing these trend lines. So that's some clear touches, multiple touches. So to me, that's a very, very strong resistance level to watch for. You like that? Someone likes that. Yeah. So what you guys doing? Right, so what we have now is a smaller channel. Very, very simple TA that I do. I've done the whole complex TA thing, but I've resorted to my simple stuff because it works best. So again, there's a simple channel here, multiple touches either side. I like drawing them as liquidity levels when they have multiple touches and levels that could be broken. So my ideal, because this is such a strong resistance level up here, my ideal scenario would be a move up, like a swing failure or a fake out type move at some point. Maybe hit that green candle low, which would have been like a bull trap. Lots of trap traders in that candle, or just come into this POC or SR level, and there's a POC up here. So if you use TradingView, you'll find the POC in this region and one in that region. So there's multiple places it could reject from, and if we do get a swing failure type move, my first target would be this green one level here, which is a strong order block. And before the order block, you have like a nice imbalance I'll say untested imbalance is that zone there. I'll zoom in a second. So there's an untested imbalance here. There's some nice lows down here to be triggered. So the way I say it is potential. I use yellow for liquidity levels. There's potential for price to maybe have a big move off this order block, and it's a strong order block because it has very, very strong volume locally. So ideal scenario would be move up, down off this order block and move up again, or some kind of bounce. But you can trade, if you trade level to level, you'd short the highs, long the lows, take profit regularly and quickly, and have a free trade. But if we're going to break that order block to the downside, then I wouldn't expect in the first touch. I'd expect maybe a bounce and a few bounces, some kind of consolidation before it breaks, unless you have a really high volume move for some random reason. And then you can start looking at these lows to be taken, this imbalance to be filled, there's an imbalance there, and start coming down to these lows. All these lows are liquidity waiting to be tapped, and ordinarily they will get tapped at some point. So you break these lows, eat into this liquidity, into this imbalance. And then the final low you have is this big one down at the bottom. And again, it's a different way of trading these. You could say, okay, if we lose that low, that order block, then we're almost guaranteed to get a trigger on this liquidity level here. So maybe trade down to here, TP there, because anything can happen there. You could bounce off there, you could swing failure, or you can have continuation move. So it's the safest place to TP on these sorts of moves. So that's the high time frame. Look at Bitcoin channels, simple plays. Look for imbalances and order blocks. Look for liquidity and high time frame resistance levels. So I was going to go. I'm not sure how much time I have, guys. I was going to go with my
I'm
weeks.
covering this anyway. This is nice.
Oh, thanks, man.
Got nowhere to be.
Yeah, so
Go ahead, man.
yeah, we got no life. So this week I've got to bring a triangle into this, guys. Sorry. There's like I had 2 triangles here. Initially on what day was this? Tuesday. I highlighted this triangle here. I said watch for a triangle play here. So it's hard to see that one, isn't it? So make it darker. Right. So if you look at this triangle, I like that triangle tool because it does it automatically. Border, make it a bit thicker so you can see it at least. Yeah. Right. So there was a triangle here at the start of the week. Forming, right, on low time frame it's easier to see. Right, so there's a triangle forming here, this thing here. And I was trading it as a triangle play first, but if you look at the volume in this area, it was very low. So from the low to the high, you can it's like 1% from top to bottom. And when it started ranging, I thought this is going to become an extended triangle, and it did. So coming into late Tuesday, I posted an alternative triangle, so I got rid of that one and said, look, it's become an extended triangle. And what you normally get triangles is both sides of them being tested. And it's quite a high probability that you're going to get both sides tested at some point because the liquidity to resting liquidity at both sides of a triangle. So simple, very very simple SR zones. This was an imbalance, and this is what I call an IMI block, and the guys in the group will understand what I mean by that. To the downside, we had a very, very simple support level, which is a kind of primary target for price and support, and we had set that level there, multiple touches, a back test, but even though we had a quick back test, I still see it as an SR level. And then price action during the week, we had breakout to the upside, kind of perfect back test of that. I think at this point I was saying, watch out for a double SFP, double SFP type of move, but it was really night. Do you remember? It was really late night. And I said, I'm shorting this, but beware, Bitcoin loves to do a double move. There's still room for movement in here before we hit the strongest resistance, which is like the order block up here and that zone there. Mm-hmm. And we did get a double move before a really nice drop, and I think it was a 2.5% drop. And so overnight, I woke up to some really nice gains, and that was the best move of the week for me. Nice. And look where we hit. We hit exactly onto where we tested that level, that low there, and then hit exactly onto that low. But I think I took profit as I woke up, so it was like, God, what time is it? Like 7:30. At these lows, it's consolidating around here. It was near this low here, this SR level, so I just closed it there. Then we had some completely sideways price action. Again, channel trading. So price was just like here. Let's get it there. Price was there. Ranging. Could have done anything. Decided to go to downside yesterday. And this was a tricky one because I think we were all online at this time, guys. We were saying, okay, what's going on here? Because this is a 1 second move. That entire move happened in 1 second. A whole 1% move. So if you're looking for, sorry guys. No,
you're just manipulating the market for that.
Yeah, it's always when I'm online this happens. But no, if you're looking for trapped shorts, it's kind of you need to have preset shorts to be trapped in a 1 second candle. Right, so I was thinking, are there trapped shorts in here? What else could be going on? And then it kind of gives you a bias for more upside, but you have to be aware of what could happen because quite often when you have big wicks or any big moves, whether it's a big wick or a big imbalance, you get price coming. Price loves to do this. It's a very common pattern. It comes like a stair-stepping action back into that kind of zone. Sometimes it front runs it before a move up. Sometimes it bounces dead on it, and sometimes it wicks below it or continues below it. But it tends to come back into that region. You'll notice that if you look around on the Bitcoin chart, you'll see it everywhere. The retests of big moves everywhere, right? So you have to be aware of that. But the simple trade here was just that. I lost my channel. Yeah, this channel breakout move. So you can say, okay, let's assume it's not going to do that. Let's don't aim for a breakout trade. Where's your SL going to be? It's just the other side of the channel. So it's a quite simple move in the end. So looking at here now. Yeah, so I had a big move up, and we happened to hit my other resistance zone. And from there, again, another channel. another completely sideways channel, very, very clear that it's going to break. To me, it was so this was a simple play again today. This move was midday today, and I think I ended up taking it because I had my TA already done. I had my support, my resistance level set. I had my channel worked out because it's a long extended channel. I thought as soon as I saw this move, I shorted on the way back in. I didn't capture the high. I didn't capture the move back in. I kind of captured it in somewhere in this range. But it was to me it was a simple trade because SL at the high again. Normally in SFP you have an SL at the wick, but I put it at this high, and we have a nice move down again. So and my TP was a perfect level from last night. I marked out these two levels last night, and I think one of them was here. So I had some levels marked out, and it was a perfect TP today. So I just closed that trade. Price moved back in. So if you look at again simple price action, price moved back into that channel. Get rid of that. Price moved back into this channel. So I think I shorted this move here, but I didn't trust price action. So I even though I shorted that back test again, simple channel, simple break for an SFP move. Another swing down, perfect touch of my target. And that backtest, to me, was a very, very easy trade because if you short that, you can put your SL at that kind of the high, that high volume engulfing candle high there. So but I took TP. My first TP was 0.25%. It's normally 1.5%, but I kind of didn't trust price action. So when you get these, we've been getting a kind of low percentage moves recently. So if you look at this entire channel was 0.7%. That lasted for a long time. That was how long was that? Almost an entire day. This channel here, again, another 0.7% from top to bottom channel. That lasted for over a day and a quarter. So in these sorts of environments, I like quicker TP. So I took 0.25 TP. It didn't hit my 0.5 TP, which is my second TP, and kind of stopped out at break even. So now it's become kind of sideways again, so it's a bit 50-50. It's not too clear where price wants to go, but in these situations, it's just as best to sit back and wait, see where price goes. Anyway, so guys, sorry for dragging that out so much. It's always a long one with me, isn't it?
Amy show is always good. I like that.
Thanks, man. Simple but effective.
Really nice.
Love it.
Simple.
All right. Well, I'm going to back clean up here and clear the bases. I'm going to actually, it won't take long, y'all. We'll just run you through some local price action and then what we're looking for both on the mid time frame and the high time frame, because it's pretty simple stuff, to be honest with you. Last time we were here on a Charts and Beers Friday, I believe it was 25th, we had come up and we're sitting around in this little mini range right here. I recall mentioning that typically when we have the value area high of a move so high up within the impulse, it typically gets taken in the near future. Sure enough, a lot of you probably thought the golden pocket got front run, but as we learned in our tutorial video this week, we had a nice looking ledge right there. If we zoom into the volume profile, inefficiency with no real clear start on this side in a high volume pocket right up against this inefficiency. That is what we classify as a ledge. And once I saw that, I hopped in right up around here, in the lower 16Ks. I didn't catch the wick down, but when I saw where it bounced, I assumed that it was going to leave people waiting for this trade behind. So I was able to get in, actually compounded a bit when we front ran this local SR zone. And these are the SR zones we went over a couple weeks ago. We went over them 3 weeks ago originally. They've been playing out pretty well, as you can see. I've just been trading them back and forth, to be honest with you. So we long down here, and we took profits up here. I know I grabbed one scalp short in this area, just a quick one, hit 2 take profits before getting stopped out, and the longs kept running. But the zones to the downside here it's been holding the support quite well. To the top side, you can see we've got this little resistance line. Well, what is that? So we have our uncleared price action, right? We haven't had any price action that's taken out this area right here. And that impulse, we still have the value area high. And as I've reviewed with the members, volume looks pretty thin above that value area high. There's not a whole lot of resistance up until you get to the upper side of 17K. You do have one spot in the middle in the 17Ks. We'll talk about in a minute. But I think this is a level that bears are currently trying to defend. You can see that we've had 1, 2, 3 taps on it thus far. Now, a couple different scenarios that I'm looking for. Well, realistically, where are we right now? We're just putting in a local range. That's kind of where we're at the moment as far as I see it. We're at these range highs. If we can break above that resistance level and turn it into support, I would look to take longs in that area. That would be a trade I'd be looking for. Again, we'd be treating it as a scalp. And I would want to see some high volume on the break of the channel. I would want to see a nice increase, likely above that level here. To the downside, what I can see is, probably a lot of retail people are seeing this as well, is printing out a potential head and shoulders. So if we were to rotate back down in this channel, I would be looking for a potential deviation where we sweep the lows, and everyone who's shorting the head and shoulders breakdown, I would look to buy that, counter trade them. Obviously, we need to be taking volume, low time frame volume data, making sure it's an environment that we want to enter in. But ultimately, that's the plan. Counter trading the people that are looking at this head and shoulders, when in reality, it's just a range deviation. And from there, we would just treat it as a range trade, where we would take it up if we can reclaim the value area low, and that would be a take profit 1. We would want to take profit towards the midpoint of the range, and again, towards the top side. That's basic range trading there that we've gone over. That's kind of what I'm looking at locally. Very, very basic stuff. Now, if we start breaking out of these local areas, what am I looking at? So this is kind of a larger channel that I see us in currently. I like how the midpoint's been respected. I love how the point of control is on this historical volume gap. I know we covered this 2 weeks ago. This is something that we pulled from years ago. This level, this 16,569, that is the point of control of our current range. I think that's pretty cool. What does that do for me? It gives me confluence towards the additional historical levels that I found below. If we go visit them, I won't be caught off guard. I know these levels are being respected. I can see how much volume has been on this specific level that I've had on my chart for quite some time now. I do like how this range volume gap here has offered us a couple of trades, almost like kind of a double bottom with a deviation. That was another sign on the way up. But if we're going to deviate the current range that we're in, so if we're looking for something like this, this is the first zone I'm looking for. It starts at 17,600. And again, that uncleared price action that we're talking about, let's go ahead and look at that again. The value area high is currently holding us down. We just went over that. But if we look outside the value area high, we have a couple, and you got to zoom in really far to see them. I know, it's their data's right there. You just got to go looking for it. We have a nice volume gap and then a ledge. Now, the ledge I really like because when we zoom out, we can take a look at our mid-time frame impulse. We take the impulse volume pull from high to low. That's the value area low. Acted as resistance before. I would imagine if we revisit it again, it would do so again. So that, again, for a first touch, again, we'd be trading that as a deviation scalp. So boom, we're ultimately taking profits here, just like we talked about on the local side, but flip. We'd be looking to drive it down to the point of control, another round of profits. Obviously, if you are trading the lower time frames, you might find some intraday take profits in the middle. But after the point of control, if we lose it, what are we looking for? Range lows. Simple range trading. Now, above us, we do have our old SR zone. Now, that is where I still have a short running from. This orange box right here, this is what we were looking for all along. If this was broken with high volume and back tested, This is where I still have my short running from. I am prepared if that short gets taken out. I do have a nice scenario. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because the members we've gone over several times, but I do have a potential resistance area above our old SR zone. So if we're going to come up, it's a short, don't get me wrong. We're maintaining our bearish market structure with a lower high. It's an obvious short, in my opinion. I do like the idea of taking out all the people who caught this short with the move up into the 19Ks. Now, what would that do? Just very briefly, looking at one higher time frame perspective, we have our clear channels, high time frame that we talked about a couple weeks ago. What that scenario would do would get people really bullish again. We come up, we break back into the 19Ks. Everyone who's looking at it from this perspective is saying we've broken back into the range, time to buy. Boom, check, time to buy. And then we do some chopping, drop it right back out. Little fake out scenario that I think would throw the market for a big loop. If that scenario were to occur, again, you would have to take profits on the back test of the SR zone, because in reality, we don't know if that's going to be the case. It could be a fake out. It could actually be reclaiming. So we got to take profits accordingly. But from a high time frame perspective, these are the zones that I'm looking for. It's, pretty cut and dry. I'm either looking for a back test of our previous zone, potentially a fake out where it kind of wicks through. On the daily chart, it might look like a wick. It just wicks through it and comes right back down. Or to the downside, we have the retest of our previous range from around 12,275 up to 12,700. Just from a high time frame perspective, that's the zones that I'm looking for. Other than that, I know we talked about Doge a couple weeks ago. Now, after our Friday session, I was on a Sunday session. Now, Friday, we went over our buying zone. It gave us two great loading opportunities. Just get unbelievable bounce, and been waiting for that for quite some time. On Sunday, I gave two reload zones, basically saying if we come into these zones, I think they're good to buy. We've hit reload zone number one. We got a nice, on the first pump, we had 18% bounce. On this second attempt, we're up almost 7%. If we were obviously taking profits at the value area low, again, for our members, you know what I'm talking about. Of the impulse, we're taking profits here. We've already taken profits on that reload. I wouldn't look to trade it a third time. We do have a reload zone before. Essentially, what this would be, in my mind, would be a back test of our range. That was what we would be looking for. So our invalidation would be accepting back within the range. So even if we come up, if we do something like this, I would be taking profits and setting stop loss at entry, because I don't know if we're going to re-enter. But and then to the top side, the local resistance level that we were looking for, you guys can see. Volume doesn't lie. Perfect place to take profits. I took a big round of profits there. Also had short, got over a 16% drop. And right now we're just kind of sitting at the bottom of this range. We've bounced from our buy zone, and we're just waiting to see if we can reclaim the local impulse value area low. And members know where we go from there. But again, we just got nice resistances above and below support, and we're just going to wait for them. Wait for our zones. Patience is the mother of profits. So if anything, I hope I can emphasize, I know our members have heard this quite a bit, but for you people who have not been in the lounge, you guys can trade from the 4-hour charts. You can find great levels. Even if you want to treat them as scalps, you can still find these levels on the 4-hour chart. You don't have to be sitting on the 5 and 15-minute chart all day long to find quick trades and good levels. You can do them from anywhere you look, and I always encourage looking at the high time frames. But that is it for me. Hope you guys got a little value out of that.
Thanks, Patrick. That's awesome.
I think now we're going to move it back into the lounge. So if you guys are a member of our Discord, you know where to go. If you're not, go ahead. You should see in the YouTube link to find our Discord page. Go ahead and go into our visitors section. We're going to be in what's called the Charts and Beers chat room. You guys can ask us whatever questions you want, TA related, trading related, life related. I mean, if you had a good week, love to hear about it. If you have a bad week, we'd love to talk you through it. So come and join us. I'm going to move us over there, and we're going to pop up. We're going to move over there now.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to head over there now.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm hopping in too. I'm going to pop this back up for all of you on YouTube who are not going to join us but want to listen in. I'll have the screen up in just a minute. So take a look at our disclaimer. Please read it, and we'll be back in just a second.
Copy. Hello, hello. What's up? What's up?
All right. Let's get it back on. Here we are. Got it back up. All right. Now we are in the Discord Charts and Beers section. What's up, everybody?
Hello,
What's up?
hello.
What's up?
Went over the business.
guys.
Time for the fun part.
Guys, Paul's on the stage still.
No, Trader Hard has changed his logo as well. Very nice.
I'm
Nice.
just
I was gonna do
looking
that.
at this. They have loads of different tools, man.
Really?
I'm just trying them out. I'm having a bit of fun with it. But yeah, I don't really like this one. I might take it off.
I like mine one. Mine is pretty cool.
No, yours is never great. Too bad.
Oh man.
Take it off. All right, so yeah, lads, if you want to put your hand up, come on up here, have a bit of crack with us. You're welcome. But yeah, we're just going to chill out and talk about the trading week we had. And wait a second, how do I take this off? Why is bloody? There we go. Took that off. Save. Boom. I'm going to get another beer. I'll be back in a second.
Yo. So let me see. Do we have requests enabled? Let's see. Can anyone test us out here? Give us a test and raise the hand up.
He's gonna test today.
All right, we got it. I saw it. I saw hands go up. Cool.
Is
I
it,
think we should open the topics a bit wider and talk and I don't know, talk about some different things, not just I don't know. Some different
you
stuff.
want to mix it up today?
Mixed. I think we should. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Man, Eunice, what is that what you look like? Oh, yeah. Okay. You look
That's
great,
me, man.
Eunice. You look
Hey, thanks, man. I need to shave a little bit, but it's all good.
You need a haircut, man. Jeez. Fair play, man.
So it's that's the brunette version of Trader R.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
You want to start off like this, H. Paul? Okay. Okay. I could go all night here. I could go all night. Hold on, I'm just going to pop this open and.
Who's watching the World Cup?
Oh man. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah. Who's gonna win?
Throw some prop bets out there. I'm a gambling degen on sports. Oh man. Let me go into the waiting room here and see if we got any people we got.
Nice.
Got people still coming in. All right. Yeah, throw your
But
hands
yeah,
up.
how was
Let's hear from you. I know I've had a crazy busy week, but always like to take some time to chat with everyone.
how was your week, PC? Trading.
I told you all I had a little bit of a health scare earlier in the week. Bad doctor report, but whatever. You take these things, you go in stride. Bad blood pressure, which has never been a problem for me, but so I relaxed for a couple days. I still traded. To be honest with you, I traded more than I have been.
Really?
Been so busy putting content together for the members, getting tutorial videos ready, and just doing all the back end stuff that makes the Pro Traders Lounge tick, and I'm just not able to.
Strong.
Yeah, so
That's
I took a couple days off, and then I just focused on the charts, and man, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I kicked the shit out of the market. I really did.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking good.
Unify was just a gift. They kept giving this week. I kept hedging back and forth, and they kept playing out over and over again. It was awesome.
I'm literally just trying to do something here. But yeah, how was the rest of your weeks, lads? H. Paul, how'd you get on this week?
Oh, we lost.
Yeah, it's been a good week. It's a nice week. Yeah, just steady, you know. Just steady, really steady, nice, and chilled, basically. You know, the trades, just taking the trades as they turn up. You know, and it's been nice. The charts have all been really nice. Everything's played out really well. I don't know. Yeah, it's been great. And
I must admit, I'd say I've taken. Wait, what date was the start of this week? I think I took 2 trades. Okay, since you know what? I've only taken 2 trades this week.
Quality, not quantity.
That's it. Yeah, I find that I take a trade, and then once it's a winner, I take 2 days off. I just let the price action do its thing. Give me something I like.
Sideways. Two entire days of sideways price action, hardly any movement.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about it. It was going sideways there for a bit, so I just kind of chilled out and just let the price action do its thing. Give me some kind of swing fader, or give me a range that hits the TR pocket, and I'll trade that. But there wasn't many TR pockets on this one, so I had to kind of wait a few days, which was a good thing,
Yeah, all those local levels that I know I've been looking for, they all got back tested nicely. They all offered trades. Price never got too impulsive over the last couple of weeks. It's been a nice slow move up.
Remember the Wednesday session with I think me, Dookie, and a few of us. We predicted that this sideways price action for Wednesday at least.
Oh yeah,
that was a big one.
Oh yeah, actually, it was myself and El Jefe had after you guys the Daily Open on Thursday.
Oh yeah,
and we're El Jefe called it perfectly, sideways.
Really,
push it sideways.
Same thing, between strong support, strong resistance. And low volume, low volatility is all the recipe ingredients for a sideways price action.
Yep, local uptrend, and then we've got a resistance that people are obviously defending. So push it sideways and see who wins. Just wait. We had
It's Me Peter coming to say hi to us, but he's disappeared now. He's a regular.
Is it still working? That's the only thing I kind of want to know. If it's working, then
read this comment.
I'll say hello. It's me, Peter. Yeah, be nice to speak to you, buddy.
He's still in the.
Where's he gone?
He once he saw you come in, H-Pod.
He's there. It's me, Peter. Come say hi.
I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't want to listen to H-Pod.
Lou W. PTL kept me safe and calm this week while we immigrated to our new home on an island. Appreciate it. Yeah. Wow, man, living the dream. I love it. Love to hear that.
Jesus. All right, Peter, you're on the stage and your mic sounds like it's.
Are you jogging?
Digging through cereal or something.
I did what?
Some Frosted Flakes over there?
No.
Eating cornflakes.
I just.
Oh, hey, man.
What's up, Peter?
I love it.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Nice one. How's your week?
Easy. Not taking too much trades.
That's it, man.
Still my long opening. Still my long opening of 16k. Took this afternoon a scalp short. And see what happens.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
Exactly. Just see what happens. Take some profits and let it ride.
Yeah. That's still I'm finding a little bit difficult. I take profit already once, and now it's a kind of ranging, and I've got the bias. I because I have the short, so I want down, but
You have the long too, no?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
sure. You took
yeah,
your profits on that short. Did you say you took profits too early, was it?
Well, just what you guys taught me, TP1 at a difference of about $100, and that's still what I'm doing. And yeah, now it's ranging, and I just want around 17, 16, 9. But let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be coming out with the pivot module soon enough. It'll help you with take profits as well, because you can aim your short at the pivots. Like, we had naked pivots below. We came up, we swing failed the highs. Those pivots could have been a nice take profit for you. Like once I go over the module, you know the statistics, the average time behind them, and you can just take your profits on top of those pivots. On the woodies are the main ones. But I really do think it's going to help a lot of people with their trading, because most of the times when I take a big trade, I'll be aiming at the weekly pivots. I don't really trade the daily pivots anymore, but for the scalpers out there, it would help them with guidance on where to target. You know, sometimes it won't hit it, but you could take profit beforehand. But it's a good target for whenever you do take that trade. It will help a lot of people, I do think.
I do think it gives you a nice bias. Those pivots,
Yeah.
you know, they are
A directional bias is what.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I think they're good.
I mean, I remember I drew that little fake out scenario I was looking for. It was like a few days ago. And then I put on the monthly pivots, and it was right where I was looking for it to top out at. Like, it's nice confluence for an idea I already had.
Yeah, love that. But yeah, it does help you with, like, where the direction is going to go, because pivots are 80% right all the time, nearly all the time. So you kind of want to be in the direction of the pivots with the flow, because then you're right 80% of the time with the direction. But then you have to figure out where you're going to take that trade to that direction of the pivot, you know. That's a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
But it should help you, you know.
Yeah. And I'm just curious what you guys think about the volume of the last few weeks, because those candles, just like in the chat, sometimes what they say, it's a kind of a stable coin.
Yeah, the volume's declining, isn't it? It's very. You always get that in a correction. The volume's always really low in correction.
Didn't the volume decline before? Do you remember? I think the volume was declining on that bottom we had in 21 and in 2019. Declining volume, and then we ended up going up at the end of it. Yeah. So like,
you do get that tightening range, declining volume. It's recipes for a big move.
Yeah.
Yes, totally. Yeah, because the bigger traders stay out till they get exactly. The right position. That's
thin order books.
Yeah, it really is.
That's why, just keeping your levels in mind and staying patient is so important in these conditions, and not reacting to quick moves, because these quick moves could be made on such low volume that they don't really have any significance. And we've seen that happen a number of times. But I love how you're hedging yourself, man. That is the real golden cross, you know, having it covered on every angle.
Yeah, but that's a new strategy I'm learning now.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you guys notice we had ordinarily we get that 1:30 p.m. UTC FOMC announcement move. Yeah. But it was a front run, so we all got front run by almost an hour. So sneaky now. But TA played out perfectly. It was a swing failure to the upside, and then a move to the downside. It wasn't a difficult one to trade. But I thought it was really sneaky how they threw in a move early. Like somebody wanted to go home early that day and didn't want to wait for 1:30 p.m. And it was a typical
1:30 though. Hold on.
Yeah, there was a 1:30 move as well. But it was a typical smallish move, like almost 1% each side before back to mean again. That happens all the time.
It happened an hour before as well. That was the PPI.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's a PPI.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm talking about. It's a run on the CPI data. Is it CPI?
PPI.
PPI, CPI?
API today. It was something else the other day, wasn't it? You know.
Patrick, can I ask you something?
Fire away,
Of
man.
course. Always.
If you maybe you can put on your tinfoil hat again and thinking about those market makers you mentioned earlier, crypto not being regulated yet. I know you had this thought before, pushing it up again or something like that, and then also with now with the volume you are seeing, you still think that's a possibility, or?
Well, I think some kind of injection in volume is coming up because, I mean, you can just see a clear decline on the daily chart. It just keeps decreasing lower and lower and lower. And I've mentioned it in the channels before, and I'm going to go into my theory on volume rotations. I think we're due for a rotation to basically an impulsive move is coming. We had an impulsive move down. It's been declining since then. I'm looking for another, basically the bottom of this rotation, start a new one. Impulsive move. Now, whether that takes us up or down, we're at the range highs. We can't really be longing here. We got to know our context and know that we've been here for some time. So shorting isn't exactly the best scenario if we're just shorting and holding without waiting for a higher resistance to be hit. It's not confirmed yet because we've been grinding up slowly, which is healthy. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see those quick moves up. But we're grinding up slowly on decreasing volume. I'm looking for an increase coming in the relative near future, like the next week or so. I'm looking for a high volume day.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that.
Well, that's it for me. Thank you for being here. And
Where are you from, Peter? Are you from the Netherlands?
yes.
Yeah, I hear it. So you're watching the game.
Well,
Well,
that's what brother is right now.
no, for me, football can be square. I don't like.
No.
No, I don't mind playing. Even now, I don't know if it's a World Cup. I heard, but I didn't watch. I didn't watch anything. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice to speak to you, mate.
Yeah. Thank you.
See you next time.
Yeah. Bye bye.
See you, Peter.
Hey guys, who wants to come and have a chat? Don't be shy. We got loads of regulars here.
How was your week, Amy?
My week it's been very slow, but it was good. Those 2 drawn out days, just hardly did anything and trading wise, but it's always busy. It's constantly busy, but yeah, it was nice having some time out from the actual trading.
That's it. We got 2 people up here.
We got Peter Elliott.
Hey, hi everyone.
Hey guys.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm shy, but I come up anyways.
That's a job, man. That's a job. How's your week?
Yeah, pretty good. I had a good week last week. I'm not taking many trades, but the few I took, I won pretty much all of them. This week has been pretty much half and half.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. I just need to work out on my entries. I think that's my main struggle. I can follow all of you guys and girls levels. I understand 100% how you find them and all the TA behind it.
Yeah.
I think the problem is when the level is hit and the alert goes off, that's when things go south.
So what is your when you're going into trade, what are you looking for personally?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm the main problem, so I know that. The old habit of me, the old me would go straight to CVD, which is not what I should be looking first, but I don't have a clear methodology for entry, and that's what I have to refine. I try to look at volume, if we have trapped traders there, and then candle closes, but then the move might be gone by then, so I need to find a way to get my entries, like a methodology, But the levels are good, so I mean that's halfway. I'm halfway there. It's just the entry portion, the confirmations that I really need to work out.
Well,
See, if you want to go ahead, PC, you can.
I was just gonna say, I mean, in my mind, it's always simple because you should be looking for one of two type of entries. You're either trying to catch a wick, or you're looking for a confirmed entry. And for a wick, I mean, it's obvious. You know, the invalidation's obvious. But for a confirmed entry, I think that you need to like just let things play out a little more. I've been trying to talk about this week about like high time frame candle closes, waiting for confirmation. It can be very valuable. Time can become your friend on the charts if you know how to use it. If you know how to wait for certain things like reactions, either for entries or invalidations. But I think maybe you're just stuck not knowing. Am I trying to catch this wick or am I trying to catch a confirmed trade? Because you should have very clear entry and invalidation triggers for either kind of trade. So if you know what you're entering, then it's from there, it's pretty simple. As long as you have that kind of methodology ingrained in how you trade, just knowing it's got to be one of the two.
I like that.
Exactly. That's what I need, the clarity, the mental clarity when the level is hit. What exactly am I looking for, and just act on those.
And high leverage. Make sure you're not going you're over leveraging, because
not at all.
Okay.
I'm past that already, Patrick.
That's something
I'm just working through my, you know what I'm doing? I have $100 in my scalping account that I open it, and I'm just trying to double it. And
I like that, man.
Yeah,
that's very.
There's no point. I think Eunice also mentioned why trade with more capital if you're likely going to lose it while you're still learning. So while I don't double this $100 account,
yeah, I still stand by that. It's really important.
And it helps mentally too. It takes a lot of the pressure.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I would just really be cognizant of which time frame. Again, I'm going to fixate on time. What time frame are you viewing this trade through? Are you viewing it on like the 4-hour chart, or are you looking for something extremely quick, like catching a wick, like the bottom, like you're trying to catch the absolute low? Because if it's 4-hour, you can take your time. You don't have to. Time can be on your side.
So. I tend to go to the 15 and 5 minutes when the alert goes off, because I want to see what's going on locally. And then I'm looking at EXO, I'm looking at the aggregated templates, I'm all over the place, right? So that's what I need to have, like a clear system in my mind, and not get lost during those when the alerts goes off.
You know what? Like I think it would be nice to see how we all trying to get into those trades, because I think every one of us has a different way of getting into those trades where we have a zone. Like personally, I'd give out a zone and then I'd go down to the lower time frame. Like I'd have this box region, it comes into this box region. I'd go down to at least the 1 minute or the 5 minute, and I'd wait for a swing failure pattern inside that. Because most of the time I find it comes into my zone and then she'd reject off it. That's just a bit of bait. That baits in the first amount of traders, and then she just consolidates a bit. Then she swing fades the high. So most of the time, I just literally just wait for that swing fader pattern, no matter the time frame. If it could be the 1 hour, it could be the 30 minute, it could be the 5 minute, because you could bounce off that range, and it could bounce off that range and hold that low for a day, and then it'll come back down, deviate that low, and I'd have the TR pocket waiting, or I'd have the swing fader pattern waiting. Personally, that's the way I look at my trades. Whenever it comes into my zone, I'd be looking for a swing fader pattern with a high volume node nearly every single time. I don't want to jump in early. Comes down straight in or goes up into my zone, I wouldn't take it straight away. If I was going to take it, it'll be 25% of my original size or 50% original size. It really depends on what is there, but I wouldn't jump in all guns, because I found more times than not, it'll come up and swing fail the high before it comes back down, so I always tend to wait before I jump in fully into my position for that swing failure pattern or the deviation of that high. But I kind of want to see what the lads say about this. Amy, what do you look for when you get into those lower time frame trades in your little zones that you're looking to trade from?
Oh God, I think you've seen me do it. I tend to do it with charts. I post like a chart every minute when I'm doing those low time frame scalps or entries. But so you kind of seen it. And I captured one recently on one of the live sessions. Do you remember seeing? I think about 2 weeks ago, we hit a nice level on one of the altcoins, and I was going through my entry method on the 1 minute time frame. And it's very similar to PC's method, where you look for low time frame imbalances to give a little bias. And so I'm going to do a tutorial on this, like one of these ad hoc tutorials. But there's some simple methods you can use to help you gain entries, as well as help place a stop loss. Because sometimes with crypto, especially Bitcoin, it loves to do these multiple swing failures. Even though it wants to go for a reversal, if there's too many early traders in a good position, you'll get multiple swing failures until they're all trapped, and wicked out. So so there's the 1 minute time frame. You might end up having multiple entries and getting stopped out, but you can minimize your losses on the stop outs until price does go your way. But the overriding factor is always in original trade. What's the higher time frame trade you're going for? Where are the main levels? And then on the low time frame, it's just looking for that refined entry. And you don't actually need that refined entry. You can just trade your higher time frame levels and have a decent stop loss, and go and use that method of trading. So you don't always need to stress over this low time frame stuff.
That's what I was going to actually add the context to, is that like, what if I'm at my computer and I've got like my low time frame TR data in front of me, and I can go for those sniper entries? Yeah, I'll go for it. Like earlier today, mid-session, we basically were like, oh, I can see the imbalances here. We got liquidations. This is the retrace. Watch for the bounce.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was earlier today, and we haven't gotten below that low since then. It was a nice little bounce. So when I'm at my computer, I can see that. But if I'm out and about, let's just say I'm at my daughter's soccer game or something like that, and one of my important levels, one of my alerts goes off, then I will use a different. It's kind of like a condition-based. If I don't have my data, then I just go off the levels. I'll wait for price to dip below, then come above, enter at my SR level, then wait for the high time frame closes. And it either closes above and my trade is accepted, or it closes below and it's invalidated, and I get out.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's when I don't have that data in front of me. So, it's just different for different situations, because you don't always have that low time frame imbalance data in front of you. But your alert goes off. What are you going to do? Mm-hmm. Got to have a plan for that. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to see what Yuna is in HBall, because this is it's an interesting topic, because everybody could.
I have an example as well, even.
Nice.
Like yesterday's price action was really simple. I was actually in a short with a bias that we would go down, but it was very simple. The range that we had between 16,900 and 16,700 ish.
Have you chart?
Yeah, I'll give the charts.
Nice.
I'll just post it in the waiting room.
Yeah.
You see, it's clearly resistance, like very simple to see. And then I was like, okay, if we break that, I told it in the group even, if we break that, I would just envision a quick move to 17K. Obviously, we came up a lot higher, but at least I was aiming for 17K. For me, that was like, okay, if we switch that level, I'll just post it 1 second. If we flip that into support, and then you have to come to the lower time frame. For me as well, I don't usually go to the lower time frame, and then I just see one small move into that, and then we never saw a move back below that. So for me, that was an easy switch into a long and an easy invalidation. If we come back below that, I'm out again. But the potential of the long, the potential of the long was, in my opinion, worth it to switch. So yeah. And then I just take profits at like 2%, and then I just let the rest run. So
you long the back
just
test
flip.
of the SR?
Yeah, it's a really small back test, and it's not even the entries. Or people are always aiming for the bottoms and all of that. But if you see a trade setup, in my opinion, it's worth taking. So for me, that's one of the entries that I did.
That's nice. I like it. It's a good example too.
It's really small to see. You barely see it, but it is there in the backtest. Some people wait for 5-minute backtest, but you don't always get that. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. In 1 minute as well, or in 1 second, or 5 seconds, it could happen. But it's interesting to see how we all have kind
the
of
backtest.
different-
It's often a front run as well. It doesn't, or you have to exactly backtest your levels to keep it as a zone.
I see somebody said I struggled flipping biased at that level. I was about to take the long. Something I need to work on. Yeah, it is easier said in hindsight, of course. Could have been stopped out again or whatever, but yeah. Just you have to take it. You have to take it. That's it.
I hate taking entries like above a range or in
Yeah,
the middle of a range. I'm
that is
always
true.
like, just
They're not the best entries,
lower.
but
I like it, and it worked out nicely.
I'm
that's
impatient.
it. In the end, you can say, okay, it worked out nicely. But yeah, could have been bad, but no.
Yeah,
I mean, I was pretty confident.
do you have any other kind of ways you enter into a trade?
I mean, yeah, the basics like swing failures and
Yeah, that's it. No, it's the easiest way, to be fair.
yeah, those are the easiest.
And you know what? It's surprising as well because most of the market don't know swing failure pattern, which I found
Really?
kind of like what,
Mhm.
you know. But it is what it is. Hey, Paul, what? How do you get into it?
Yeah, I'm impatient. I know my shortcomings, and I'm impatient. So I've sort of adopted a way of breaking down my entry into 2 or 3 entries. So I like to take 2 or 3 entries based on price action, and obviously at my level. And if it depends on the style of trade and where we're at, and whether it's a scalp. I mean, if it's a scalp, I'll go all in. 1 entry, obviously. But if I'm looking for a slightly, it's a really key area, I'll go in with 2 or 3 entries, and because I'm impatient, because I'm scared that my level's not going to be hit. I'm going to be front run. I'm not going to lie. I've had to learn. We've all got different shortcomings, and that's something you have to learn to deal with. And for me, I found that doing 2 or 3 entries gets me the best entry. If I'm impatient, and
I've been doing that recently as well, taking 2 or 3 trades on the zone I want to take a trade from.
Yeah.
And I close out one as a scalp, one as an inter-week trade, and then let the other one run. And you know what? It's kind of more relaxing. And then I do it for days. I'll find that way better, to be honest. But of course, you have to find an exchange to do that.
That's it. Yeah, I guess everybody's different, but that helps me get my optimum entry, and it helps me deal with my impatience. Sometimes just like going in for the kill.
At least you fucking admit it,
Yeah, that's it. I know. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not impatient, but straight
away. Sometimes I'll go for that golden pocket entry rather than just below the golden pocket entry, and I'll kick myself.
I have not traded a golden pocket in months.
Exactly. Just as an example, and it's going to go down to the 786, and I'll be like,
I
learn from that.
I would trade that now.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it depends on the trade, doesn't it? And I think
it depends.
I've
not traded the golden pocket in a long time. Like, if we traded the golden pocket with the fractal example that came out, we would have got a front run. We missed the trade, but if you used the TR pocket, you would have got it exactly.
Exactly.
So I just wiped that off my slate. I'm not using the golden pocket at all. Just use the TR pocket.
No, not on Bitcoin anyway. And the 786 has been really popular, hasn't it? Really lately. So it depends. It depends on the level, and
It depends on the day too, because I used to be using XO every single day, and now I haven't used it in like a month. I'll probably go back to using it again. But like sometimes you just want to change up your trading style a little bit. You use XO, you don't use XO. You don't need to have to.
That's it. And I found even more so like my reliance on fibs at certain levels has fallen by the wayside as well. I mean, yesterday we were talking through that price action down at I don't even know where it was, down at 16.8. I've never even pulled a fib down there. I didn't even know what fib level we're at. All I could see was the VWAP and the point of control and the price movement in that range. I had no idea where the fib level were, where we were on the chart and everything, but that scalp just played out beautifully. So yeah, it's interesting how your trading style evolves and changes, and your entries change. And
Yeah, man.
that was just it is.
Just adapt to the market, and then you have to go with your gut feeling as well. I'm gonna change my style a little bit here to go with the flow of the market, because this is not working anymore, and this is, So
some people think they've just got to press the button at that level, and they've got to be all in at that level, or nothing, or they're wrong, or it's not always. It's not black and white trading, is it? It's not anymore.
Not. You have to be on top of your game. Keep changing things up. You have to be. The market's not going to be always the same, giving you the same things every time.
That's it. Totally.
But yeah, that was actually an interesting question by Elliott. I think that's the way you pronounce it. But hopefully that answered your question. We got replies from all of us that are here on how we enter trades, and I found that interesting too. So yeah, that was a good question. I like that, man. You got any other
questions?
Never mind.
Yeah, very insightful. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Not about it, man. Not about it.
Thanks for coming up, man. Have a great weekend.
Yeah,
all right. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Hey, catch you next time.
Cheers. Yeah, bye-bye.
I'm going to get another beer, lads. But we have Jerson B.
Yo, what's up, dudes?
He's getting drunk.
Hey.
Starts rambling and rambling.
Expletives will be coming out soon. Just wait.
When people can't get their questions out, that's when you know.
Yeah.
What's going on, Jerson? How was your week, man?
So funny.
Very good. Thank you for asking. So pretty much, I've taken probably 4 trades this past week. Right now, I'm trying to focus more on learning different markets. So I've been doing forex, trading some bigger different places with the Nasdaq, and just practicing mainly there. So right now I'm kind of focused on learning those different other markets. But one thing that I kind of didn't really have any certain questions, but mainly one thing that I've kind of realized over especially the last 2 months is just how vital just logging those trades are, inside detail. I've pretty much been journaling every single trade for the past 4 to 5 months, but over these past 30 to 60 days, I've really been inside full on marking what kind of level, the entry, every single little tiny thing of pretty much every single trade that I've been taking, and it's just been this huge game changer. One main thing that I pretty much been realizing is for example, Trader R, he talks about his different TR pockets, and he always says this is the main data that I have to back up this basic trade. And I've felt sometimes people, or even me back then, I just wouldn't really fully grasp that. But what he's really saying is that he's going into deep back testing, logging, and seeing what actually works and what also doesn't work. So that's sort of been one big thing that's helped me a lot, especially over these past 30 days. So it's been pretty good, So right now I'm just practicing, growing, and honestly, Pro Traders Lounge has helped me a shit ton. It's been a really great game changer for me personally.
Love that. That's awesome to
I
hear.
love it, man. I love hearing that. Thank you so much for the kind words. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Also the backtesting that you're doing and stuff like that, it all helps with your developing in the markets. You get the experience, and that's really what you need.
100%.
When Trader goes over a fractal, it's just because he has seen it and he has been doing the fractals for so long. He knows price action so well, and he recognizes everything because he's so experienced. And if you do that to yourself, it's the experience that you gain from all the backtesting and stuff like that.
Yeah, coming from the South in the 100%. U.S., we got an expression for everything, and if you don't weigh in, you don't wrestle. If you, in this case, it just means you got to put if you want to do well,
exactly.
You want to play in the game, you got to practice. You got to practice a lot, and you got to practice just how you play.
That's it.
100%.
I love the
Yeah,
fact you
that's
said
one
I'm
of
just growing and
my
learning.
main
Yeah,
things.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've pretty much learned that I just gotta like take it like one like constant, like path. Like back then, I would be like trying to trade like multiple different things, but I've just found that I'm just a lot better, and then like a lot more profitable just focusing on one thing. And then now that Bitcoin has been ranging a little bit more, I've like been practicing more instead of like trading other different assets.
Smart man. Can't argue that. Been doing the same thing.
Mhm.
One thing that I also did want to ask is like how do like you guys go about like trading other assets? Like do you guys have like maybe like one separate like monitor like for just viewing certain assets that you're like kind of going through? Do you look at like let's say the 1 hour time frame plus and like just like go through different altcoins or like different different pairs? Like what is sort of like that way that you guys always like check those markets on like a daily
The thing is, like, when you're looking at
100%?
altcoins, you kind of need to look at the history of that altcoin. You
Mm-hmm.
know, some altcoins they be doing swing failure patterns the whole time, but some of them don't be doing swing failure. You really need to just go look back at the price action and just know that altcoin off of what it does. It's there's an edge to every
Yeah.
coin, and you need to figure that out. Like you have SHIB, Luna, and what's
100%.
there's a few coins that do swing failure patterns, and that's your trade every fucking time. Like there's always swing failure patterns on SHIB, Luna, and I can't fucking remember what the last one was. But there's an edge to every altcoin. You just need to figure it out. Most of the time, I do just stick to
Yeah,
what
for
I
sure.
trade with on Bitcoin. It's most of the time it is just lower time frame swing failure patterns or deviation patterns. And if it is just going to hit the TR
Yeah.
pocket, I'll jump in with 25% or 50%. And then
Yeah,
I'll go off of
100%.
that as my base entry. You can double down after it if you like it.
And lots of altcoins like deep retraces like to the 786 instead of the 608,
Like
you could
Dookie
have,
says,
yeah.
Dookie has a pattern on XRP. This is the edge he has on XRP. It's the weekly and the 786. Very easy. That's all he trades on that.
Yeah.
There's only certain things you look for in certain coins, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Some of
don't
the
see it
some of the
happening, you're
others
not
do
going to
that.
take the trade.
Yep.
And it goes off your first answer of like you got to do the homework on that alt. That's
Exactly.
I tried to highlight that in the volume video earlier this week that you really got to know. In my case, I look at the volume pulls and how it reacts to its own inefficiencies. It's different for different assets. You got to go back and study it and know it. What works on one asset may not work on another. But and then how I monitor them, I've got
100%.
one screen with at least four Bitcoin charts, at least 4 different time frames, and I got another screen with usually 4 to 5 alts that I'm keeping an eye on. I try not to go more than that. And then just try
Gotcha.
to stay dialed in on those assets.
Okay.
Personally,
Yeah,
for
I
me,
mean, I've been back
no, sorry.
testing like different. Sorry. No, it's fine. Go on.
I was gonna say I personally only look at Bitcoin, but there's sometimes what I like to do is look at Ethereum BTC pair, because when Bitcoin is going up, it really, I don't know. I like to look at Ethereum BTC because if Ethereum BTC goes up, Bitcoin will go up with it sometimes, but it would just follow it, and it's not really a strong move on the Bitcoin side. You can also see this on the Bitcoin dominance. That's what I like to see. So when I see Bitcoin go up, you want to see the Bitcoin dominance go up. So you would see the altcoins selling off, and then you would know, okay, Bitcoin has a strong move upwards. That's what I've been noticing for the time that I've been trading, I would say. I don't know. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but it's just from viewing. You would see where the money is really flowing to. Is it going into Bitcoin or is it going into altcoins? That's what you want to see.
Oh, is that the dominant?
Yeah. When you see the dominance chart go down and you see Bitcoin going up, it's not really what you want to see.
I haven't actually looked at that in ages. Oh.
No, I still look at it sometimes.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I forgot to keep looking at that. Yeah, I like that. There is patterns on that dominance index. You can kind of differentiate if it's going to go up or down. I used to trade off of that as well.
Yeah, there's a big range on it. I've been
Yeah, I
seeing.
just stopped looking at it. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I don't know. I just like to
Very,
determine how
very
strong the move is on
interesting.
Bitcoin. Just looking at that. Anyways,
And that
you
would
had
definitely be
another
something
question?
to back test. No, I mean that was the main thing. Just one thing I like also wanted to point out was that I was back testing like different volume gaps. Like those volume gaps honestly have like been a huge asset to like my different trading, and I've been using it mainly on trading gold, and gold it works great for that pair. So it's definitely different from like forex, but gold it's really good. Mhm. Yeah, guaranteed. All right, but thank you guys. Hmm. Works for everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just it's just awesome, seeing how like the different markets react to it, and like I've been teaching my old man this kind of stuff, and he's just been like, wow, like this it's pretty crazy. Like he's also very into like learning the different types of like ways of trading and all of that kind of stuff. So it's
That's
been
brilliant.
honestly great. All right, well, thank you guys. I really, really love Pro Traders Lounge recently, and it's honestly been a huge game changer. So thank you.
Great to hear, man.
Nice to speak
Thanks
to
for
you.
coming
buddy.
up. We appreciate the question.
Thank you, guys. 100%.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Bye-bye.
Before we go on to the next person, don't be afraid to put up your hand and come up here,
Yep.
chat with us, give us some questions you want to hear out, or let us know how your week been. It is.
Yeah, don't be shy, guys. If you listen to my first, I used to be shy as well. My first video on the Pro Traders Lounge, I was like, my name is Jeff. Have you guys seen Jump Street? Some of you would get that joke. I was really shy, and yeah, you get over it.
All right, lots of
Good
Hey.
afternoon, gentlemen. How you doing?
How you doing,
Good.
man?
I'm good.
How's your week been?
It's been, I would say it's been good. I think one of the main things since kind of migrating over to PTL from where we came from is
The dark
the
side.
concept, the dark side.
He doesn't want to say the name. It's so funny.
No hate for anybody else. I don't hate anybody. Just
Say it.
The funeral parlor. I don't know if anybody's seen the funeral parlor. I'm just saying. Is the concept of over trading. I feel like the last like 4 months or so, even before I became a member, I kind of I pumped the brakes because I was like, all right, let me take a step back and see what's going on here, because I was just too eager to get into a trade all the time. Like I wanted to be in a move. And so I think, I kind of took that step back. But then on top of that, once you guys opened up the membership and I was able to kind of get in here and I started working on some other things, taking some other courses and whatnot, I kind of just kind of pulled back and realized that I just need to be more patient. I don't need to try to get in on every single entry on the 5-minute, which, Patrick's or PC's content this week, not just the fixed range, but also I think it was like a daily close and a daily open session where he was talking about scalping off the higher time frame. It just, when the way he described it, the way he kind of illustrated, created illustrations to show where you could still get into those moves. I think, that's just a more relaxed way of trading, which, as an older guy, I feel like that kind of resonates with me. But I will say that I still do have kind of this battle, or maybe even, I don't know if it's a battle because I'm not sure that it's necessarily an invalid thought, is that the entry is really important. And so and this might just be scars from before, where it was like the move happened, right? And if you would have got in off of, the to the dollar entry exactly as predicted, like the old groups used to say, if you got in there, yeah, it was a great trade. You got moved to break even and everything was cool. But then if I get in on the retest, then I get smoked afterwards. So, there's still a little bit of that kind of lingers with me. But I think that with the I don't know. I think I said earlier today or yesterday, I think I referred to it as like the little nuggets that you guys have given. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, because like on the one hand, I think, well, referring to it as a nugget is like maybe diminishing it. But then on the other side, I'm like, it's more clarity than anything else. I think there was always like a piece missing. I always felt like somebody was intentionally leaving something out. Like, oh, well, that little piece is like a secret. Can't tell anybody about that part.
The nail on the head.
And so for me, this has been like PTL has just been clarity. Like, you guys don't bullshit it. Everybody's cool. Everybody gets along really well. But the main thing is, like, I don't feel like anybody's pulling punches. At the same time, we don't have a bunch of idiots in the group either that are like, hey, can you give me the exact statistics that you have on, like, nobody's trying to get into like your personal shit either. I guess like crossing that line where it's like, dude, listen, I'm trying to help you guys out, but I'm also not just going to gift it to you, put it in a package, wrap it with a little bow tie and say, here, like, everyone here seems like they're pretty committed to learning and figuring out their own way. But there's just been really good clarity in the group,
I like that.
I appreciate it, man. I couldn't agree more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
My tradings personally has improved since we've been going. And I mean, I'm an older guy like you. I'm not in this for the adrenaline rush.
I'm the exact same way. I'm actually the exact same way. It's just from working with all of you. My trade has increased way better.
I'm in this to steady Eddie. I'm not trying to get excited, or I'm not in this for the thrill of it. I'm in this for nice, steady paper profits. And I think at this point,
that was a great analysis of everything. You hit it exactly on how it's been playing out.
I'm very observant.
Yeah, yeah. Good to see you're picking things up.
I'm still, I still have my own struggles. Like, I think context over the summer, I felt like I was really in tune with the chart, and then I got sick for like about 3 weeks, and when I came back, I'm not sure if it was just that maybe the market was going in the way that my brain aligns, or if it was just that I was so fresh on like getting in sync with it, that then having a 3-week layover where I was just like in bed, with, I guess, the flu or whatever, I kind of lost that sync, and even now I don't feel like I have that again. So I kind of lost that.
You lose like your feeling of the market. It happens to everyone, I believe.
No, it's not just that. I mean, I was saying this week's been a difficult week to trade. Things are changing slowly and gradually, but you can see differences. Especially these Fed meetings are just every opportunity price will spike and cause a big liquidity grab. So you need to adjust your methods, but it's still very technical, still very tradable.
Yeah, I haven't. So I lost my first trade yesterday in 2 weeks. So I've been, I have I think a conservative approach to it. I actually have been combining some market structure stuff that I learned before PTL, and then just Emmy's order blocks, Trader R's pocket and extension have been amazing. It's just amazing. And so, like, what I've done is I've kind of pieced that together, and then Jan is going over, and General going over the Elliott wave. Obviously, I don't know Elliott wave well enough to be able to do it on my own, but I read the book because like I was saying before, I don't think anybody here is trying to like just get the secret sauce. I think for the most part, everybody in the group is pretty engaged in doing the work to get to where they need to get to. Yeah, I mean, I think that this space in general, it lends itself to without name calling, but it lends itself to individuals who when you're reaching all-time highs, it's like, dude, I got to get in on this, just tell me the level, like give me the signal. And I think it lends itself to that. But I think you guys picked a really good name in calling it PTL, right? The Pro Traders Lounge, because although, I'm not going to say that I'm like the best at reading CVD or, whatever the tool may be, I'm over that kind of like intro phase to learning the shit, So, so there's like this weird in between the, like doing the work and where you guys are, being able to execute and all of that. So,
and I think
but it's been a good week.
A big difference is that a lot of groups don't teach what real trading is. And what real trading is a never-ending sequence of if-then scenarios. And that's why we do constant live sessions in the Pro Traders Lounge, multiple every day, because the data is always changing. Our if-then scenarios are always changing. And so you've got to be constantly keeping up with that. And anyone who tries to make it seem simpler than that is just bullshitting you. Pardon my language, but that's all they're doing. If they're trying to make it seem like it's just some simple thing that I can't believe you can't get it, then they're not giving you the full picture, either willfully or ignorantly. They're not giving you the full picture.
Exactly. Did teach you the basics, which does not work.
The advanced stuff, if you want real advanced coaching, you got to again, the data evolves multiple times every day. And we're always looking at possible scenarios, possible expectations, and anyone who makes it seem like it's just I'm going to sit down on Monday and create my plan for the week, and that's it. And it's going to work out perfectly. Like, no, it just doesn't work out that way. You can have your biases going into the week, but everything changes and develops as you get new data. So I think what we try to show is that you want to be a pro trader, you're going to have to be able to just constantly dig into the data. You can't just do it an hour a day, 2 hours a day, and expect to get rich. It doesn't work that way.
That's it, man. Well said.
Yeah, and in 2022, it seems like most people are inclined to the other. No, I mean, and I think you guys are handling it, like the way you guys are doing it is the responsible way to do it. Because there is kind of a responsibility, although it's not financial advice, but there's a lot of people out there that I guess, kind of fall into that bucket. And I personally know someone that, I've known now for 6 years. He has to sell his house because he was out there doing stupid shit. Despite my best efforts to try to say, hey man, listen, I think you should scale that back, or you should sell, get out right now. And his wife wants to divorce him, and they have to sell the house, otherwise they're so underwater. And people do stupid stuff like that, and so I get why, I get that other groups are doing really well and cashing out, and they've got all these spiff deals with other exchanges or whatever, but there's another side to that, which is there's a lot of pain on the other end of that, a lot that sometimes people don't see. And so the way you guys are handling it, I think is professional. I think, to a certain extent is moral, I think this is the right way to do it. You guys aren't trying to sell, snake oil or whatever. You know what I mean?
Man, that was well said. Actually, you hit the nail on the head there by saying all that. That was really well.
It's a big reason why we're here, man. We just wanted to have somewhere, a nice place to learn from people who are actually doing well without all of the horse shit. The shit, the referral link shilling and the giving bad data to get liquidation money, all that crap, which does happen. It doesn't happen here. And it never will. I'll retire before that happens. I have it's just not the way I live my life. And some people, they're fine with it. I'm not fine with it, and I don't want to work with someone who thinks that's okay. Never will.
That's it, man.
Well, an interesting thought was initially, and I mentioned this to Trader R not that long ago. I was like, dude, these guys are giving their best stuff. I was like, my gosh, I can't believe this is being shared, and so, but I think it's been very captivating to me over the last couple weeks, because Trader R's pocket or extension lines up with your volume gap, or with one of Imi's really good order blocks, or it's where Giannis said this is the exact invalidation, or it might be like Dookie's, something that Dookie's showing on the TPO. And so like his pockets are great, and his extensions are great. But there's like, even if you didn't have his pocket, there's like another way to learn it that would still give you that level, right? I personally have gravitated to a combination of, Trader R's levels with some of the things that I've been doing, and with the stuff that you all have shared, the other members. But it is interesting to me, because initially it was like, I think oftentimes people like in the other group, they want to hide that little piece. But I don't know that that is actually necessary. Like initially I was like, wow, this is amazing. I can't believe they're giving this. These guys are crazy. And then now I'm starting to see that, well, no, there's like a confluence that's meeting here. And so, I get it now.
Love it. You've seen the light. I love it, man. I love it.
Anyway, you guys have a great weekend, man. I appreciate everything you guys have done and shared. I hope you guys have a good one.
Enjoyed having you up here. Thanks for coming up and talking to us.
Yeah, thanks for all that. It's amazing.
Hope to see you next time again.
Great how you see the truth.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Okay.
Cheers.
That was a good one. I like that.
Yeah. Awesome.
And, do we have any more? Lads, don't be afraid. Put your hands
Yeah,
up.
don't be shy, guys. Come on.
If you have actually any other questions, and it's a private question, just DM me. We'll go over. We'll discuss it here. If you have any other questions, let us know in the waiting room if you don't want to come up and talk. But apart from that, if there's not many questions going to come our way, we're going to have to probably end it soon.
Yeah, one more chance, guys. Come on. Don't be shy.
That's it.
They'll take the button. Get over that fear. Feel the fear and do it anyway. You guys read that book?
Yeah. What book?
Feel the fear and do it anyway. What a great book.
Was it a dating book?
I was going to feel the fear, not feel the fear.
It's like a classic from the old days.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess a little parting message, if you guys had a good week, take some time off and enjoy it. Relax your brain a bit. If you had a bad week, take some time away, relax your brain a bit. Either way, you got to take some time to rest and recharge.
Wait for that next plan away from the price. If you took a bad week, wait for the next plan. Don't be jumping in and jumping out every second. Just wait for the price to come to you. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, make a plan for the next trade. Be prepared for either way.
The best TA you do will not come on the day the trade is hit. So the TA you do today will help you 3 weeks from now, 2 months from now. Could be 3 days, could be 3 days from now. But do the work now, but don't expect the reward. To be patient for the reward.
Yeah. And when you're doing the work, put some time and effort into it. Don't be just going 5 minutes over. Oh, there's a 786 on a little order block. Boom, I'm going to be taking that trade. You have to go over a bit more than that. Spend some time into these levels, because this is where you're going to be making money, or you could potentially lose money because you didn't do the TA properly. But yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, it all comes down to the plan. Sorry.
That's it. It's all about that plan.
Yeah.
We got one more hand up. Oh, we got Jimbo. Yes, we got someone up here. How are you getting on, Jimbo?
Oh, it's been a week, man. It's been a week.
It has been a week.
I didn't want y'all to leave. There's so many people down here that have so much quality insight. Get up here. What the fuck? So many people down here. It's I just cracked another one. I don't want you guys to leave. But I had a personal milestone. I sold one of my first investment properties this week, and it was kind of a moment of reflection on how grateful I am, just this whole process and all of you guys. And I kind of have a question, for you guys. every stream, I'm so amazed that in each of your individual wheelhouses, it's just I learn something new every time, and I feel like you guys just always go deeper when I didn't know there was another layer to the onion. You find yourselves picking at each other's TA and each other's strong suits in your TA now.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. Do you guys see new perspectives on things that you didn't see before?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I could actually take, because when I came into this group, I had my TR pocket, I had my other like Confluences, but PC taught me at the beginning about the volume gaps. And I started adding these volume gaps onto the TR pocket, and it was absolutely just probably one of the best Confluences I learned since we started the group. But I think that was your question. Once we started the group, did we learn from each other? Wasn't that, Jimbo?
Yeah. Are you guys kind of feeding off each other's
exactly,
knowledge as you guys are going and kind of building a
So
dynamic?
I kind of did. I fed off of PC's analysis of him teaching me these volume gaps, and I used that for the TR pocket. And it was probably the best improvement I've ever had, and the best hit rate I've had in a long time. Having the two of them on it is just perfect, and if you can add more onto it, it's even better. But I must give you a shout out, PC. That actually did improve my TA a lot. So cheers.
And I mean, right back at you, man. Honestly, the TR pockets, and I remember your value area deviation template on EXO. Remember we were looking at that, and I just added CVD to it, and that has changed my perspective of how I look at CVD since that day.
That gave us so many trades in that 32K range. That was ridiculous. That was.
And it was eye-opening of
the amount of trades that we got off of that.
The CVD was in between the really low and that time frame was mind-blowing to me, and I've been able to help people since then use CVD better. Just pay it forward.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, we do. We take off of each other. Like any kind of analysis that we can incorporate with our own TA is brilliant.
Every Wednesday, I'm taking notes just like the members are. I mean, I've never, ever taken or even attempted to learn Elliott waves until Yunez's first video. Just like every other member here. I was taking notes and I've been practicing since then.
I'm still waiting on your first Elliott wave chart.
Oh God!
You all heard it here.
I'm gonna get graded. Oh God!
I do not want to see that.
Oh man, it's gonna be brutal.
That'll be good.
I promise you that.
For me personally, go ahead.
The dynamic has just been so cool. Like in the morning streams with the way you guys have broken it up to do the time zones, I think is really smart. And just seeing you guys find confluence in each other's TA in the mornings in live time, and like it's just so fucking awesome.
That's what I was gonna add, the confluence. I really love the confluence between us. We have different types of technical analysis, but we always have like confluence on certain levels. Yeah, and that just gives me the confidence on taking the trades as well. So it's like, okay, I see trader R is looking at a pocket there, okay. I just blindly short or long. It's like,
I mean, seriously, he's not lying, though. Like, trade management, I still agree, is the most important aspect of profitability. But in terms of the hit rate of the levels that I've been trading over the past couple of months, forget about it, man. It's sky high.
I'm the exact same, man. The exact same. It has improved so much working with everyone. Sure.
That's nice.
Yeah, you guys sharp. I mean, not to mention the questions that you guys ask us. I love it, man. Like, I don't know. It helps sharpen my own. So I know if I can explain it to you guys, then I can then I understand it. And I have to make sure that everything is clear. If I don't understand it completely, how can I explain it to someone else? So I love the fact that people do get detailed, because there are just nuances and things that we've found over time that. It just comes with experience, and we're just trying to, help shorten your journey. I know each of us would have loved to have this group when we started. I can say that without a doubt. I would have, 100%.
That's kind of where I was starting with this. Is just kind of we all came together with a collective mindset of just wanting to be better without all the nonsense, and seeing your dynamic as a group and as a group of now teachers to us. has been really interesting, even in the month that I've been here. And I find myself being more excited waiting for the trade now than I was just itching to get into one before. And like PC said, just higher time frames or give so much more clarity. And like Yunus did a 14-minute stream on Elliott Waves. I watched it for 6 hours, winding it, trying to. Oh my god! Like it's so fluid how you can just do that. So
I don't know if it's a compliment or it's
it's clear. It's a compliment. You so calm and you know it so well that you don't even. It's second nature to you, and there's so much context to it that that blew me away.
I second that, man. That video was, and that's the reason I've never attempted Elliott Waves, because I know if I'm going to try to learn something, I want to learn it completely and fully. And that has to be done by someone who knows it successfully. And I know Yunus has nailed this coming. I've seen it firsthand. This is the person I want to learn from. So that's why, I haven't bothered to even dig into him until just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Somebody else get up here, man. It's not that bad.
I think I looked at really not bad. It's Argentina, Holland today, Netherlands. So big game going on right now. I think Argentina up 1-0.
There's a break now, right?
Yeah, halftime. So come on, guys, halftime. You got 0 seconds. It's on again. It's halftime's over.
Yeah, Tiger is right. He just wants to hear Yunus's voice for 6 hours. Yeah, that's a bit
two
weird.
Tigers in the group. Whoa. Yunus voice.
I even lost my voice the day before I did that video. So I was like, shit, how am I supposed to save it?
It would have made a good video, so if you'd
Oh man, oh.
So when's the next?
I was waiting to hear the ambulance in the background. That's what I was waiting for.
Oh no, dude! I literally had videotaped that video like 4 times. I swear.
Oh no!
You didn't like the sound of your voice.
I didn't like it, and I was like, oh no! And then there's a car driving by, we're like using his whatever you call it.
Sorry.
This horn. Like, what the fuck?
I could have swore Yunus was a doctor because of all the ambulances I heard in the background. He's just taking breaks in between surgeries to do these sessions with us.
That is so funny. Yeah. But your question was, when is the next video? Or?
Oh, no. I heard Whispers PC talking about a PTL meetup. I was just wondering.
Oh, okay.
If that's still
it's
in...
coming next year, absolutely. 100%, man.
Next
100%.
year. Oh, man.
110%. I already got it cleared with the wife and daughter. Those are my gatekeepers, so I'm a free man for whenever we get that scheduled.
I'll bring the course. This will be a good one.
Oh man!
Oh no! Everybody's gonna bring course.
bring a helmet.
You know what? We should have it here in Denver, and we could take a tour. Take a tour of the course factory.
We should.
Something like that.
It smells like shit.
What?
The factory smells disgusting.
It really does. It looks worse than it smells. I'm telling you.
Man, it's like a prison.
Straight from the Trader R.
Well, I look forward to
anyway. That's for sure.
Man.
I look forward to hearing more about that, and if everyone's gonna be shy, I'm gonna pop off. Appreciate you guys.
Everyone will wear the proper attire, I can assure you.
Well, it was nice to have you. See you next time.
Thank you guys for everything, man.
Thanks, Jimbo.
Thank you all.
Not about it, man.
We got Silver, guys. Silver's up to talk. I can't let him in. This is
check oil.
It doesn't work. The click of the button doesn't work to let him in.
Probably accepted already.
All right.
Yes.
Come on, Silver. Yay.
Hey, can you hear me?
What's up, man?
Yep. How you doing?
Hey guys, sorry, I just joined in. I just finished work, but I wanted to just come up here and say I had an issue over the past couple of days. I got basically booted from the PTL server, and the issue was that from my account I had sent out some dodgy links or something. I just wanted to say personally it wasn't me. to anybody thinking that I'm a scammer or something like this. It really wasn't me. I just
That's what
went
the
into
scammer
a
would say.
server and I took some photos and I sent it to Dookie to just show that somebody was trying to make a sub server for PTL to give up the stuff for free. But when I clicked the link, I got some kind of bug on me or something like this. So I just wanted to say sorry, and I'm not a scammer in the PTL.
I'm sorry you got hacked, man. Honestly, that's just shit. To be honest with you, there's no other way to put it. That's
So
just.
if anybody received any links from me, so I'm very sorry for this, but I won't be clicking any more links in the future. So
bless you. We got you back now, though, mate. Yeah, you're back in.
So, yeah.
You're right.
I got back in now. I talked with the pro trader and I showed him all my stuff, and he's been very kind to me. But we're still working on the issue. So I don't know if I'm still sending out links or not, because I don't have anything in my DMs or in my outbox, so I cannot see it for myself. But people said it matched my user ID and my unique code, so I don't know how it's possible. But yeah. So
I'm glad it got
just
cleared
wanted
up
to
either
come up
way.
and clarify it. So as a man, so. I'm a real person. I'm not a scammer or something like this. So
well done, mate.
No, man.
Sorry about this.
No,
I would be careful though. You have to clean up your computer and stuff like that, because if there's somebody has access to your stuff,
you know what you do.
I changed the password now, and I put on even more security, and I canceled all my DMs and stuff like this. But maybe I should run a scan on the computer. But I couldn't find anything that anybody was in or anybody sent anything. So this is really weird for me. First time.
The way to fix it, man, is just leave all the crappy groups that you're in and click on those links.
Yeah,
just get them all.
I don't have any other groups besides PTL. So yeah, but I was just exposing them because I get these invite links, and I thought I'll show. I've been writing back and forth with Dookie, so I told him so maybe he can get them taken down or some shit like this. But apparently it backfired me badly, the second one. So just be careful, guys. If anybody sends you something, don't accept.
Glad you got it fixed, man, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. I truly am. It's it's a kind of a crazy world we live in, but
it's actually scary, guys. That's actually scary. So everyone, watch out for these dodgy scam links. You don't want to get hacked. I don't know how the technology works. I'm not clued up enough on that, but
yeah, same here.
It's not good.
First time in my life, so yeah, everybody be careful. If anybody sends you something, just don't accept or don't click on. And I'm not sending anything out, just to clarify. So.
Oh, Silver, since you're up here, how was your week in trading?
Really bad week. Really bad week.
Oh my.
Just because I'm working full time as a chef, and the Christmas season is really busy. And I've tried to catch some trades, but I haven't done my TA correctly, so I've taken a few bad trades. So right now I'm taking a break until the Christmas season is finished, and I'm jumping back in January. So I can't focus on both things at the same time. So it really backfired on me. But I had a steady P&L, the same P&L for 30 days in a row, and then it just dumped. So I'm just focusing on work and trying to follow up on just studying, but my mind's not clear enough to be in both worlds at the moment. So
was it
sometimes it's difficult? Yeah.
Consecutive losers or like one or two big ones?
Sorry?
Was it like a bunch of consecutive losses one after the other, or was it like a couple of really big ones?
It was consecutive losses one after another because I got stopped out and I jumped back in, then stopped out again. I was like getting more, starting to kind of revenge trading rather than like looking over my TA if it was right or wrong, just because I didn't have that much time to really focus in because I had a lot of preparations to do. But when my alarms went off, so. Yeah, just not emotionally there. So if you're not emotionally there, just don't trade. Just turn it off. Turn your notifications off. So at least, it's a learning curve for me. I need to backtrack it and look at my trades. But I think I was just too emotional and not like 100% there because I had so much other stuff going on at the same time. Plus, my kids are sick and the wife is kind of angry that I'm so much away from home and all this shit. So I think it's multiple stresses just blowing out at once. So, but it's not like major turn down. I didn't lose like 10,000 or something like this. It's a couple of hundred, but for me, it's still kind of big money. But because I don't trade with that much of a size yet. because I'm just playing it small, but still losing like 30% of your account is quite big. So
Yeah.
So yeah, don't work and trade at the same time. Huh?
Yeah, man. Quality of life is the most important thing above all else. I would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Do what you got to do to take care of that, and the charts will always be there. Make sure everything's
true.
buttoned.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but yeah, just I told Dookie as well, man. I have much respect for you guys and everything you've taught us, and the way you approach teaching in general, and how you teach the subjects, and you all have your different strengths. So you're not teaching the same thing over and over again in like different voices, but you really truly have your own unique opinions on the market and the way you view technical analysis. It's just for me, it's mind-boggling, and I really admire it. So, guys, much respect to you and what you're doing. So, really amazed, really blessed to be here, really blessed to meet this group. So, really happy about that. So, just can't wait to get back in and like start doing my proper learning and proper TA again. But much respect on what you built up for now. Really
Nice one,
admire
man.
you guys.
Nice one.
Oh, man, thank you.
Thanks, bud.
buddy.
But yeah, I'm
Sorry
not
about
going to
the
hold up
difficulties,
much
but,
more longer.
Life is a lot like the market, ebbs and flows. Good times follow
Yeah.
bad, and vice versa. So just stay, keep your head up, and I'll be hoping things turn around for you.
Yeah. I'm not stressed out too much. I'm kind of hard headed. I like you said, if you go in to learn something, you really want to go in deep and learn from the best. So I'm kind of the same, but I'm just a bit stressed that I don't have that much time to really go in that deep at the moment. So I'm feeling like missing out on a lot, but really I'm not. It's just a psychology kind of trick for me at the moment. So I need to calm myself down, but. I think staying away from trading for the next for December at least, I think it's gonna be good for me. So yeah,
Well, you
too much
identified the
emotion.
problem, man. That's half the battle right there.
Yeah, just have to know yourself better. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge your weaknesses and learn from your weaknesses and accept your weaknesses. And a lot of people fade them and try to hide them, and it blows back on them. But recognize where you're weak at and try to improve and take small steps. So. Yeah, I even opened up a demo account, so if I feel the urge to really do something or plan out the trade, I'm not really putting money on the line, just putting paper money, paper trades. So
I couldn't have said it
So,
better.
yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Good idea, mate. Yeah, good idea.
Dude, I love what he said about knowing yourself and being honest about your weaknesses. That's why I gave myself the rule a long time ago: 3 losses in a row equals 24 hours, no trades. It's just I recognized that weakness in myself a long time ago and just created that rule, and I've stuck to it ever since.
I think that's one of the biggest things I've been missing is like setting up a proper rule set of system, like a system of rules. Like you have, like in my work life, I have rules. I have a lot of rules that I follow, a system, my daily operations and everything. And I'm really like a fish in the water in that sense. But with trading, I've really not figured out like the system of and how it works for me personally. Because trading is very individual for everybody, depending on their background, their psychology, their experiences in life and in the markets in general. So I find it just a bit difficult to set like the boundaries and the rules in which to operate in there because there's so many things going on at now. Because I'm not an experienced trader, so you get a bit kind of clogged up in so much information. You don't know what to use, and you try to overuse. And I haven't found that kind of edge yet, like what to trade. Like this is my edge, and now I'm going to trade it. So kind of mixing up things maybe too much at the moment as well. But hey, you gotta get the experience as well, right? See what works for you and what doesn't.
You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. I agree there, man.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to do this, if you want to tag me in a message or tag actually all the pro traders, please, in the Pro Assistance channel, asking what our personal rules are. I would love to type them out for you. I can put them on paper.
That would be awesome.
If it helps, I'd love to do it. So
definitely, like cool. It would be nice to learn from what you have and how you operate your systems in that sense of rules. Like what do you do and
I like that question. I do like that.
Cool.
I'd like to see what everyone else's answer to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. Nice idea. But anyway, guys, I hope I can listen back to the Charts and Beer session. I don't know if it's recorded or not because I missed a lot.
It's on YouTube, man, so you can rewind. Not a problem
rewind.
at all.
So cool. But thank you for your time and thank you for having me on and
Not a problem, man.
Thanks.
Sorry?
Cheers. Awesome.
I don't know what H. Paul said, to be honest.
He's
always...
good to speak to you.
Nice to speak to
His
Nice to speak to him.
Back to the potato mic. Well, Paul's probably out the door. He does this thing with his
Yeah,
chair.
I think my desk's on a hill, and I've got wheels on my chair, and it just keeps slowly rolling backwards.
Oh yeah, there's always an excuse with H. Paul and his fucking microphone.
It's a new mic, you know. Should make me sound like Barry White.
It's probably some guy named Mike who set it up.
No, this is a good mic. Apparently, it's just the user that's not very good.
Oh, man. I see we got Wino. Wino's up here.
Wino or Wino?
Hey guys.
Wino or Wino?
Hey. Wino.
Wino.
Wino. How are you getting on?
Yeah, man.
Like a bottle of wine. No, I just wanted to, thanks to you guys. I've been part of the other group for a while, but just decided to leave that group because I realized I just didn't really. I stopped basically needing that group and learning from there, and so I just appreciate everything you guys offer on a day-to-day basis and all the updates and the sessions. It's just a lot more value than I was getting anywhere else. So, thanks for that. And
not a problem, man.
Appreciate. Yeah. So I look forward to how things progress. You guys are really doing great, and learning from your strategies, but also just more importantly, in a way, seeing you apply it every day. Great. Trading wise, I've been really, I don't know, it's just with Bitcoin, it's been really ranging for like almost the same candle for like 8 days in a row. Almost, it's been hard for me to get into a trade. Well, on the one hand, because I'm trying to, I guess as the other guy was saying, trying to set some boundaries and rules for when I enter. That could be part of it, but it's just also been so range bound lately, which I guess could be considered a positive, but just it's been pretty difficult to find any entry. I've only taken one trade really in 3 weeks, which happened to have been yesterday, and it was a win. So
nice,
grateful for that.
And where did you take that entry?
Well, it was on Ethereum. As I figured, since Bitcoin's been ranging so much that it's been hard to even get that little move. I mean, I missed the big impulse yesterday across everything.
I just see,
but it was right after.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
It was right after Bitcoin hit that POC around, where was it, like 17.3 yesterday, right at the end of the impulse, and then I took the short there, and Ethereum got a 1% move down, and so that I took a TP1 at 0.5%, and so it was so it was grateful to finally get some trade in there, but that's been my biggest. I mean, on the one hand, it's a blessing that I can just kind of work on my rules that I use to enter and refine my trading system. But on the other, there's been a lot of waiting and patience. It's been, or it could be possibly something psychological after November 9th when I took a big loss there. The FBX thing. Not because I had funds in there, but I was trying to trade that volatility. So yeah, that's all I just wanted to chime in. Thank you guys.
Yeah, whenever you're feeling trepidatious, I don't think being just waiting for the move. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would never tell you to force it. I think when in doubt, stay out. If you
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And wait for that swing pattern of either side of that range. That's really it.
That's what it is. It's a waiting game. I spent hours and hours doing TA and marking a bunch of levels, and then comparing it to what you guys have and others, and see if there's Confluence, if I missed anything.
I wouldn't mark out too many levels though, just wait for the high probability ones. You take the range lows or you take the range highs. They're the best ones to be looking for. Use the TR pocket for an entry or something like that. I wouldn't be inside in the middle of the range. I would not be forcing a trade. One thing I've learned over the years, not to trade in the middle of the range, no matter what. Just wait for the bigger trade.
That's psychologically what I had to learn, man. Like you do TA and you want these levels to hit so badly, but then you price kind of ranges and you see yourself, I'm missing these little rotations that I could be profiting from. And then you hop into a trade you didn't really plan for, but you just got sick of waiting for your level. And then you got into a trade you didn't want to be in, and then your level gets hit and you're thinking, shit, why didn't I just wait for my level to begin with? That happened to me enough times when I got started to learn from it. And I'm trying to teach you all that so you don't have to go through it.
I love that. That was well said. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm. Just wait for those levels, man.
You have to wait. You have to be patient for these better trades. You don't want to be jumping in too early. Just wait for the price to come to you.
Yeah, the closest levels I have, one is $400 up at 17.5 or so, 17.6 through the TR pocket up there.
Yeah.
And then I got one at 16.8. So it's just kind of $300-$400 on each end of that. Just no trade zone for me.
Just wait until they hit and see if you want to take the trade or not then when it comes. Try not to move away from your own TA that much. I found that recently in other groups, my TA used to just hit more often than others, and I used to follow other people's TA more. And that trade would come out more often than not, and it would really annoy me when I don't take that trade. So just wait until that trade comes to you, man.
Yeah, I think it's
you have a plan now.
It's good to hear that you're prepared for the higher.
I think a great point that Trader R just mentioned was the fact that, again, just having to wait and not trading the plan that you didn't make. That's what people get. That's where that's what I got mad at myself when I got started. I'm like, man, why am I even in this? I didn't plan this. This isn't the level I was looking for. And then when you have your confidence in your own trades and your own data, just as importantly as it tells you when to enter, it keeps you out of bad trades because you're waiting for your data.
Exactly. And you're saving money at the same time. Just think of the amount of money you would have saved if you waited for that better trade, which could be once a week, could be twice a week, could be once every 2 weeks.
Trading off my data, I trade off my invalidations, and my invalidations I know very well, and I can manage them very, very well. And trading off other people's data, I don't know where they're wrong. Yeah. That's a big problem, I think, when you're just kind of shooting in the dark, so to speak.
Yeah, for me, I've got my levels marked, and I'm trying to stay patient because I want to build that data of my own trading history. I'd like to get, my personal goal is to get 10 trades in that I've executed perfectly according to my rules or to a high level. I just want 10 trades, and I'd like to see 6 to 8 of those as winners, or at least having executed properly, so I can see if what I'm doing is effective or not. So I'm kind of I don't want to say anxious, but I really want to get those 10 trades in and execute. But it's been so slow waiting for my levels, literally just one trade in 3 weeks. So it's just can't wait to get the get to my level, but it's
two pieces of
patient.
advice I would give you. One, fight the itchy finger, and you know what I'm talking about, that itchy finger where you just want to hit that button. You got to hit the button. Fight the itchy finger and be flexible. If you have confidence in this level, these levels as SR levels, be flexible when you're watching the reaction. Because, like a lot of times, if you got a good SR level and it gets claimed on the other side, it can offer a good trade in the other direction. You're so amped up right now, looking to short one or long another. As soon as that level gets hit, you're going to pull it. You're going to pull the trigger no matter what. I would just be cognizant of the reaction. If it's slicing through your level and then back testing it, and it could give a good trade in the other direction. That's the piece of advice that I would tell you to live by, because it helps you not just fixate on one trade from one level. You realize it's an area of interest, so you judge the reaction accordingly. Just be flexible in how you look at those things.
Yeah, and that's what I've been noticing. For example, I can mark the level if I have to wait a week or whatever for it, if it's a TR pocket on a level of Confluence. But then I kind of been thinking of this airline analogy. I don't know if it's probably not the best thing, but you can mark your destination, and let's say it's the TR pocket, right? With other Confluence. But then once price hits that level, you got your airline like landing equipment coming in. You got special equipment for landing, and maybe it's just how I'm trying to think about doing it, where I want to see like a high level of liquidations. I want to see on XO ideally a buying tail, some open interest and delta in the direction of the trade I want to take. I want to see ideally something with the order book pressure coming in, and if I don't see that, I'm not going to take the trade. So there's that kind of, and that's one thing that I know people have been asking for, kind of that low time frame order flow that once you hit the level, because I have no trouble marking the level. It's kind of fun, but once the price hits that level, I don't want to just hit buy. I want to look at a couple factors for the reaction, or even that liquidation is like kind of the initial thing, even before reaction. If I see a high level liquidation, like when Bitcoin hit 17.3 yesterday, there was major liquidations, and I said, all right. Then I looked for a bit of a reaction. I took the short and got a nice trade in. It's that piece that I'm really trying to work on. So.
I would argue with the low time frame order flow that I wouldn't be so myopic in how you use it. And what I mean by that is you're looking like I need to use the low time frame order flow to get the absolute high or the absolute low. It's not necessary. I think if you didn't listen to the daily session earlier today from a few hours ago, we'll listen back on that, because it didn't happen when the low hit. It was when we got that low retrace, and I showed the local order flow showing and talked about it, why I thought we would bounce from here. We got the retrace. We had a small pocket of liquidations, but that's usually what I see when it starts to move. You see that tiny little pocket of liquidations on the retrace or on an SFP grab, just a tiny bit, and then it makes the move. And that's exactly what we got. So you don't have to use the low time frame order flow to necessarily get that perfect entry. You can use it to help trade your level, again, like with a retrace or with an SFP of the first low. Just recognize there's more than one trigger on low time frame order flow. I mean, big pocket of liquidation, that's definitely that's one. But again, those retrace very small grabs, and go back and back test that data, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It works in both directions.
Yeah, I like the retrace. I like that a lot. Also, I think the other group never called it the reversal pattern, and once you hit your level, then it'll retrace ideally to the golden pocket or somewhere. You look for a little liquidation there that was smaller than the last one, and yeah, that's a good trigger for entry too.
Mm-hmm.
And but that's what I'm working on, because what I realized is that many of my trades, it would hit the level, and I wouldn't look at anything like that.
Right.
And I would just get stopped out right away, or would be immediately in the red, and for way too long, and then. But so anyway, that's my focus is it's hit my level, then what are some things to look at to actually pull the trigger? Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's like something we discussed earlier was entering. How do we enter trades? Like some people said, really low time frame SFPs. Like myself, if I'm not at my computer, I like to see it's just as simple as I got an SR level. I see a dip below with high volume. Maybe I'll open a starter position, but ideally I'm going to add to that or enter when it gets back to the SR level. If I'm like trading it again from like on my phone on the high time frame off a 4-hour chart, and then I can just wait. I can set it. I can just check it and see where the 4-hour candle closes. It's nice and easy. I don't have to sit there and stare at price action. There's a lot of different ways that you can strategize that, but I think the most important thing is just getting some rules and then sticking to them, because we all have different ways to do it, get it done, but we all do in the end.
And that's what Mark Douglas talks about in Trading in the Zone is with trading, there's infinite possibilities. So it's up to the trader to set their own rules.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to. You can't just have no rules because that's not going to really work either. So that's kind of where I am now. I'm trying to figure out what works for me, and finally got my first trade in after 3 weeks and won. So I'm grateful for that, and just 9 more, see how I can get those 10 executed trades in and see how it goes.
Dude, I love it, man. Forget the time frame. You got 100% win rate on your recent trades. That's the way I see it.
I'll take it.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. And
Joining us.
keep up the good work.
Thank you for coming up.
Cheers.
Bye.
See you next time. Now we have
Lazy Cat
one of the
and Christiana.
ladies.
Or both. They're both on mute right now.
Let's see
What's
who's
up?
first.
I'm back in action.
Oh. We didn't know
Why did you leave? Why did you leave us?
I got food. I ate the food, and boom, I'm back in action.
Did you order something? Did you order something?
Food?
I just made food. Like, come on, like.
Nah, I heard somebody at your door. Was it? Yeah, it was.
Ah,
All right, Eunice. Yeah, shut the fuck up. We got.
we're Chinese.
That's why,
got.
Why he posts charts and not cooking lessons,
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was first? I think Lacey or
We got.
Brazil.
Okay, look. Who's first from Christiana or
Christiana?
Is that right?
Yeah.
I believe it is.
You asked that.
What is it again?
All right, she's not entering. So, Lazy Cat, how are you getting on?
I'm good. I don't know that I actually wanted to speak. I just noticed I couldn't put my hand up. Yeah, I'm up here.
Too late now.
Guys. Happy holidays.
You too.
You
as
too.
well.
You too.
So, how was your week?
I love your picture, by the way.
Yeah.
It's cute, right?
There
I want to
it is.
recreate that when Cadence is like 16 or something. And she's already taller than me, but I think it'll be funny then.
I love it. How was your week?
It was good. I'm so tired, honestly. Like, I've been getting up so much earlier trading traditional markets, and I'm beat. But I haven't been trading past like 2 p.m. my time, so that's nice. Because trading crypto, I was doing a lot of like daily opens and Asia sessions and stuff like that. So I've been taking a lot more like, and I guess it was technically my first full week trading in a long time since my mom got sick. It's probably the first full week I've spent trading. So
And how did that go for you?
it's been pretty good. I had some pretty good trades at the beginning of the week, and then yesterday was okay. I didn't take a lot of trades yesterday, but
That's a good
and then
thing.
today's kind of just been choppy. Like I took one scalp today, and I'm already I scalped short.
Was it
Not
the
sure
green fader pattern?
on NASDAQ. I've just been trading
Oh, on NASDAQ.
NASDAQ. and S&P and a couple of the.
Nice.
It's been more volatile than Bitcoin.
Pardon?
So it's been more volatile than Bitcoin, Nasdaq, and the ES recently. It's been fantastic. So yeah,
I know it's kind of funny
trades
because
to
I
be
switched
had.
over because I was getting like bored with crypto, and then while was getting stopped out a bunch too, but I think part of that was because I wasn't like monitoring my trades so much, and I was kind of just like I'd do the TA and then I'd set like limit orders and kind of my stops and everything and walk away, and not because I didn't have time, and I still was trying to trade.
Been some great moves to be had on the legacy markets. Yeah, ES is moving like 3 and 4% in a day. It's been great.
Yeah, and it's been easier to track. I don't know. It just seemed easier this week, so I did it.
That's funny you mention it because I know I've been fairly dialed into Bitcoin for scalps and day trades, and then I've been looking towards a couple alts for big percentage moves that I've gotten over the past couple weeks and this week as well. But I always keep up with the TA on the stocks that I watch, and my levels have been playing out, and I haven't been trading them. And I was talking to the guys earlier this week, and I said, I got to get back into trading the equities more. And I'm definitely going to be posting more stock information because I'm tired of seeing my level sit, and I'm not making anything off of it. So I'll be joining you here soon. I promise you.
And one of the things I would say, like, I don't know how it is for everyone there, but like, so when I'm trading crypto, I'm trading personal equity, but when I'm trading in traditional markets, I'm trading funded accounts. And I find trading crypto unfunded isn't as great as, there's an alert. Sorry. Isn't as great because you don't get the same ability for leverage, and the leverage is kind of set. But trading traditional unfunded has been pretty good. Like, so that's the difference that I find. Just because, like, it's kind of a pain in the butt to go through setting up. For me, it is to go through setting up my whole own TD Ameritrade and all that. I had that before I started trading crypto, and I actually paid quite a bit in fees. So when I'm trading traditional, I trade funded. And if you're good at trading crypto, getting funded really isn't. It's not that hard. It's not hard.
You're quite. I guess are you in like North America or the US?
I'm in Canada. Yeah, in BC.
Yeah. Is it slightly different? It's quite strict about. They're quite strict about trading, aren't they, over there?
Yeah. So you have to have
leveraged accounts. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have a minimum investment, and then like when I did that when I was first trading, and then but for after I was trading and stuff like that, like I had to call in my trades, and there's hold times, and it was kind of just a bunch of BS to trade traditional. Like they don't try and make it easy on you for retail traders.
I believe not. No. Which I was reading about that. I don't know how I ended up reading about it, but yeah, it's I believe it's tricky to get started in the US unless you start with like something like $500,000 or something, isn't it? Like something crazy. And you're only allowed to take so many trades a day or something as well, which is
you're limited on the amount of trades.
Yeah.
I mean, you can work with like I know a guy in Ontario who trades his own equity on traditional markets, and I think he works with his broker, but you still have to have, especially if you're trading anything leveraged, you have to have a certain amount of equity to back that up on top, right?
Yeah.
So it's just way more complicated. And then there's been lots of like pretty legitimate funded accounts that have come out that are paying you 80 to 90%. So to not have to go through the headache and like in a day or a week or whatever you're funded is pretty.
That's good.
Just for anyone who like feels like they can't get into traditional because it's not as like you can't just open a Binance account and have at it, right? But yeah, so that's been my week. But I'm tired. Like it's only 12:30 here, and I'm like, I need a nap.
The time to enjoy the weekend. Yeah, relax a little bit.
I have to go take care of my mom, so I'll probably still be tired on Monday.
Well, I hope she does better.
Me too.
I truly do. Honestly, I mean,
I just hope she makes it through the holidays. That's all.
I'm sorry,
that's the goal right now.
Yeah, well, I'll be praying for her.
Don't be sad though. I'm trying not to be sad about it.
No.
I'm just
You gotta
grateful for
cherish every
extra
single
time.
day. I tried to as
Extra
well.
time.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
When someone when someone can be taken. I try to cherish my family every single day.
I'm such a gratitude person. I love that post that you made on Twitter. I'm so like, I like doing like nice things. I like doing secret like nice things, and I like just Cadence is really like that too. She really likes to spread joy, and we used to volunteer every year for the Salvation Army and do like kettlebell ringing and stuff like that. But she's just so busy with dance right now. I can't put another thing on her plate, and I'm not standing in the cold alone. I'm not a saint. Mm-mm. But
none of us are, but we can try to not be sinners, right? I try our best. No, I love what you're doing, man. I take my daughter down to the food bank whenever I can to help out down there. I think it's really important. And
I think it's important for them to see what it looks like for, some people. Like,
it's nice to talk to someone who does the same thing that I do, because I'm telling you, my neighbors, their kids are, they're awful, they're terrible, and I feel like I'm just on an island where I'm like, am I the last sane person on earth? And then I talk to someone like you, and I realize I'm not, and I love that. I appreciate it.
Every year on Christmas, I used to make Cadence go through her toys to donate them. And when the whole Syrian refugee crisis, it was the year of that. That's why I remember it so clearly. The Syrian refugee crisis was happening. And I said, Cadence, you got to sort through your toys for Chris, to donate what you aren't using anymore if you want Santa to come. And she's like, no, Mom, I don't have enough toys. And I said, oh, honey, I'm about to show you what not enough looks like.
Exactly.
And then I took her and we watched videos of children playing soccer with paper balls and sleeping on the pavement with no pillows or anything. And after that, she wanted to donate everything she had. It was hilarious.
Nice.
That's heartwarming.
Yeah, it was so cute. But it's one of those things, I had a couple friends who were like, oh, she's too young, you shouldn't show her that stuff. And I'm like, I'm raising a person. So these are children that are experiencing this hardship. And those children are her generation. And when she grows up and there's issues that arise, she needs to be able to have empathy for why some people, don't necessarily have the same set of values or morals, or, they didn't get raised with the same standards. So how is she to understand that if she doesn't have an exposure to it? It doesn't make sense. So that's how I raise her. And she's an angel.
She sounds wonderful. Like she's going to be a doll, honestly.
She's amazing.
I love it here.
But anyways, that's
in a crazy world, and honestly, in this space, in the trading space, there's a lot of negativity and just BS being sprayed around. It's nice to have just a little ray of positivity in your day. I love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm glad it was positive.
It was. Absolutely.
I like this group for that too. You guys are awesome for that. It's always it's not one of those, and I'm not a big chart poster or anything. I feel like I'm still working out my strategies, and I don't know, I'm weirdly not confident posting ideas, but I feel like when I'm ready, I won't be nervous to do it in the group. You guys are you really embrace everyone's ideas, and I think that you give fair consideration to them, except for Trader R and that one. I'm Carnetto. Sorry,
You
Trader
don't
R.
want to hear his
For you.
opinion.
I won't tag you in any trade ideas, that's for sure.
Oh, wow.
God.
I know, you guys are a good, solid group, and you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
And even for me going through stuff, it's always I know this sounds it's silly to say almost, but it's such a safe space to come into, and I think it's really important because there are a lot of predators out there in these types of communities and stuff, right? So
that's true.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like I said earlier. That's kind of why this group was made. There's a lot of unethical stuff going on, and I know that everyone that I'm working with is on the up and up, and I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't know that.
Well said. Well said.
anyways, that's all for me. I wasn't going to talk at all, and now I won't shut up.
Oh, thanks for coming up. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem.
Happy holidays.
Yes.
I loved hearing that, man. No, like I said, sometimes I feel like the last sane person on earth the way I raised my daughter. But nice to know there's others out there that do that. Kritiana, don't know if you...
She's still there. I don't know if she's actually...
Oh, she's off mute.
Oh, here we go.
You guys there?
How are we getting on?
We are. How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Quite well. Thank you for asking.
Nice.
Have a good week?
Wonderful. Yeah, I did. You know, I'm up at college. I'm up at London. I'm up at New York. But I still have the tendency to overanalyze charts. Maybe it's a control freak factor, but something I'm willing to deal with. I love everything that you guys are putting out. I know that I've been with you guys for a really long time.
Love to hear.
Even in the other group. But, you know, I'm still trying not to control the markets, kind of ride the wave. Because nothing's perfect. Been playing in the stock market a lot more, and I'm super grateful for H. Paul and his emphasis on it. PC, your charts are insanity. I'm still trying to keep up with every level that you put on there.
Yeah, he's proper raping the charts. All right, that's it.
Jesus.
I was waiting for it.
I love the fact you said that. No,
I love it. I know. I think Paul's been doing great work in the equity markets, and like I said,
I'm up in my line game and adding more lines and lines to my charts. Lines and lines and lines.
Your lines are playing out, though.
Yes,
I'll take it.
I do it to wide trader. I had 5 more lines every time I see trader hours online. I had a few more lines just to bring
oh, lovely. You're cutting back, though. That's great to see. That's great to see.
I just also want to pay respect to Neko for hey buddy.
Netzo.
I want to pay Neko.
I'll get around it.
Yeah, I want to pay a lot of respect for his reminder, I guess, for lack of a better word, to use the Anchor VWAP and remember that these markets are very, for lack of a better word, you're not always trading with the Confluence. You have to remember there's liquidity levels, but there's retail, and you have to think of it in a sense of reverse psychology. And a lot of people look at these markets as making money rather than a psychology market. So just certain things like that. And oh man, sorry. And it's been a minute since I've been up here, so I just wanted to come up and say hi.
That's good.
How's the
We're
beach?
glad to have you up here.
I've been jealous of your pictures.
Good. No. Yeah, no. I'm down in. I'm in Playa del Carmen. It's beautiful down here.
Yeah, I do love it.
Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back in
Yeah, where I
Mexico.
met you.
Oh,
Yeah. Remember?
Nice.
No.
Yeah, I do remember.
That sounded horrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's now you say it is weird.
No, yeah, at the meetup. But anyways, yeah.
To clarify.
Yeah.
There's more to the story.
Yeah, we had a romantic weekend. Yeah.
Oh well,
No.
at least you came out and shared it.
That's funny.
It's not 9 o'clock yet. You can't come around with that.
Enjoy it.
Jesus.
Again, I'm jealous. I was down in Cozumel back in July. Love it down there.
It's right across the street from me.
Uh-huh. I know.
Whoa.
Right across the ferry.
No, I mean, it really is. Yeah. It's super cool.
The ferry ride with the little TVs on there, and taken that ferry many times.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. The water, it's kind of, it's actually, funny enough, the water is kind of dirty this year, but the Sagrestis is.
So the sargassum, the seaweed. That's why you got to go to Cozumel
Yeah.
because it's hitting the coast, and then it's coming in through that tide, but it doesn't hit the Cozumel beaches because it's across the little strait there. If you want to like see some clean beaches, take the ferry over there.
Yeah.
That's I miss Mexico, man. If you talk about the beaches and stuff, man, I miss it.
When was the last time that you were here, Yanzi?
January last year.
Last year, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but it was an interesting week. I don't know. I got a little bored with Bitcoin, so I invited myself into the stock market. I played with gold, thanks to Trader R. And
yeah,
that's it.
And I don't know, I think there's probably a couple other ones. I've been working in the Forex market a little bit, which has been interesting. I've been dealing with working on my ITC methods, which I know a lot of people don't necessarily agree with, but I've been working on my scalping methods, not because I really want to be a scalper, but I just kind of like it just to do something different to keep my mind sharp.
Stick to what you like.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, do what makes you happy. Yeah, totally.
That's it, man.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's good. Good to have you up here anyway.
I love it. Thanks for coming up. I hope you have a great weekend and enjoy Playa. Man, I'm super jealous.
Thanks.
I'm down there a couple times a year. And we're, again, always catching the ferry back and forth between Playa and Cozumel. So I know it's wonderful. Have fun.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for your education and everything you guys are.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up. Eunice, Ivatnes, do you want to say?
No, I'm all good. That is so funny. Oh man, they're fighting on the field.
Because we are pushing 3 hours.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Are we actually pushing 3 hours? No way. Wait, we started at 6.
Hard to imagine you got that drunk off 2 beers in 3 hours, right? I know the feeling.
Jesus. Is that a video of me and Dookie?
Yeah, it probably is about time because my wife just brought me in a beer with very raised eyebrows. So that's a sign.
I know that exact look you're talking about.
I just got the look. Yeah.
It's the hold on my tray. That level's just about to hit. 5 more minutes, I promise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. I just got that.
Oh,
that's your signal right there, man. That is a signal.
That is a signal. That's a It's a better signal than a Trader R signal. That.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to
No, that was a compliment, mate.
Get out of here with your shit. All right, yeah, to be fair, we don't have any more hands up and we don't have any more questions. So, PC, you know what to do with the last chart.
Everyone just make sure you read the disclaimer. Everything we talked about was for entertainment purposes only.
That's it?
Paper trades. Lots of paper trades.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you, everybody. All the best.
That's it. We catch you on Sunday as well. We'll see you then.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.